Start recording. Here we go. Good evening. Welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. Tonight we are continuing the Moonglow scenario for Call of Cthulhu 7th edition. So when we left off, Commander Cortez had abandoned you, taking the ascent platform of your lunar lander and returning to the orbital spacecraft and then returning to Earth to get help, of course. The three of you, plus the never sober Commander Ivanenkov? Yeesh. I almost forgot his name here. I did absolutely forget his name, but I know I'm close. Commander Dmitry Ivanenkov. There we go. So he and the three of you are all kind of holed up in the, what do we call it? The engineering dome of the base. There you have your workshop, basically. You've got the 3D printer is in there. So that's where your specialist Hoffman is doing a lot of his work to, what are you working on now? Because there was some debate. Were you manufacturing, you were originally manufacturing more of those portable neutrino detectors, but I believe
Yes.
you might have had a change of heart towards the end of the session. Were you trying to make another weapon with the second comms laser, or were you planning to repair the comms array?
Good question. I'm trying to remember myself. Let's see. Remember while they were doing that, while they were printing out the device that we needed,
Hmm.
I was going to be doing something else, and I think I was doing some
You
research
were definitely
on.
preparing more parts, getting more stuff ready to go.
Right.
You know, so that you could just keep producing more stuff with the printer, and you putting a pretty heavy work load on yourself. But yeah, you guys are stranded on the moon now for probably at least a few weeks. So, and the food is all pretty much contaminated, so that's an issue.
I was doing some investigating on uh, different ways of detecting the entity or whatever it is that comes in.
Hmm.
I think I was looking at different ideas that I was just popping in my head whether we could
Right.
detect, the was it neutrinos? That's what it was.
That's
We're
right.
looking
Yep.
into
Neutrinos.
neutrinos. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yep. Okay.
Um, Doctor, I can't see the names; they're too small on my screen. Dr. Pavlenko, you are technically in charge now. As we
Ah,
discussed, Commander Ivanenkov outranks you, but he's not exactly fit for command. Um, as he's showing signs of delusions and he's drunk. And he's obviously under a lot of stress since his entire team seems to be dead or missing. And Captain Stafford, do either of you have any recollection or input as to what our engineer or specialist should be manufacturing currently, focusing his attention on?
if I remember correctly, it was detection first,
Hmm. Right.
weapons second.
Yes. Okay. So it was going to take, I had said, I think about 12 hours for him to be able to manufacture another one of those portable neutrino detectors with the parts that he could make there and the circuit boards that were available in the workshop. Um, so that was what he had already obviously been working on for several hours because a few hours had passed before, I think, well, not a few hours, but a couple hours had passed before you got the message, before you saw the the lander returning to orbit and got the communications with uh, Cortez or Sanchez? It's Cortez, right? Yeah, Cortez. To say that he was returning to Earth and he would get help. And that's when obviously you are stuck on the surface. He did say that he was attacked by the glow, by the creature. Um, so while the three of you haven't seen it yet, he at least claims to have seen it. So, or claimed to have seen it. Before he took your only spacecraft and went back to Earth. Cortez. So, yeah, so you can continue working on that first, well, second portable neutrino detector. You have that finished late late on the night of your first day on the moon. Um, Anything else that you want to be working on in the meantime? I mean, obviously you guys are kind of all together in the engineering dome, probably for safety's sake. I presume that's why you're sticking together. Um, it has a secondary airlock as well, which leads to the towards the fuel depot. I can pop that up on the big screen there so people can see. You can see the secondary airlock on the right side. That kind of is the closest one to the fuel depot, I should point out. Anyway, it's also not too far from the solar farm. Pardon me, got the hiccups. Yes. What else is there to say? So, yeah, I mean, did you want to do anything with the communications, or are you not concerned about that? I'll let you guys decide amongst yourselves. What do you think is your best plan of action for survival long term? And are you drinking the water on the station? Because dehydration can set in pretty quick.
I don't think we have a lot of choice since our esteemed and courageous commander just took off with all the goddamn supplies, right?
Indeed. I wonder if there would be a way to purify the water with the equipment we have.
Seems like a question for our esteemed technical specialist.
Well, I have a lot of biology, chemistry, and physics in me, so
I'm sure they have it. I'm sure they have some kind of processor here on the base.
But is it compromised? What was wrong with the water again?
It was.
Nothing.
I can't remember. It was no. It was. I'm sure we picked up from Weaver's notes that she was worried about potential contamination, wasn't she?
Sure. If you'd like me to go back over
Right.
that, I can find that and tell you. Nora Weaver's information on the water. Let's see, that was probably in the laboratory dome, I'm guessing.
I mean, I think she expressed it more as a theory than as a hypothesis than a fact.
Greenhouse dome, science dome. Science dome is incomplete; it's still under work. Where is the bit here? I thought there was something about Nora Weaver. I'm just looking for it now, trying to remember where it's located in this. This is it's been a couple of weeks and I don't remember where to find anything. The lab's computer terminal held results of database searches made by Dr. Weaver, including reports. Okay, yeah, that's no, sorry. Here we go. The biochemical lab had the water samples taken from the greenhouse dome. That does not show the results of that search, so it must be just back here in the prologue where it talks about the issues. Small steps. That is when the players land on the moon base. Here we go. So back to the prologue then. Before that, Nora Weaver. Okay. So, the plants in the greenhouse showed abnormal signs of mutation. She had noted that they seemed to gently sway back and forth of their own volition, and the leaves developed an odd phosphorescent tinge. The lettuce, potatoes, and other vegetables turned bitter and unpalatable. She suspected that the base's water supply had become contaminated, but analyzing it found no toxins or other substances which could explain the manifestations, and the purification system seemed to be working properly. That's what it was. Okay, cool. Sorry, took me a little while to find that. I forgot where everything was.
I honestly don't see any reason not to drink the water.
Is there a way to check the water for high neutrino levels?
No, I don't.
Well, you can just take your neutrino detector to it.
Yeah,
You have not the one that you're building in the moment, but the one that that you
we
already
have
have.
one already. Yeah.
You have one, yeah.
Okay. I suggest we do that first, just for precautions.
Yeah, sure.
Check it for everything.
Well, since most of the progress here is going to come through you two gentlemen's technical skills, what I'll do is I'll go back to the command module and go back over all the data that we've, all the files, everything, and just make sure we haven't missed anything. Because this conversation makes me think that we should just double check all this stuff. You'll be able to see me on security cameras, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
I'm going to head to the lab center then and run a thorough check on the water reserves.
Okay. And Special's helping keep working away on this second neutrino device, yeah?
Yep.
Which you're pretty close to finishing. What are you going to do what are you going to have the printer do the next phase? Start working on a third one or work on something else?
I need to talk to the commander or the
That's Dr. Pavlenko.
Dr. Pepperton. Cool. Okay, I'll tap him on the communications. Ask him what would you like to do. This is getting ready to be finished. You want me to keep on printers?
So right now, the only other people on the moon that we know of are at the other base. And that's on the other side of the moon, or how far is that from here?
Yes, that is at the north pole of the moon. It's I think a few thousand miles or something like that. It's too far away.
Are there any kind of satellite relays circling the moon?
Oh, you mean so you could communicate between the two?
Mm-hmm. Or at
Not
least
without
bounce a signal.
not without repairing the comms laser first.
Okay. But what I was wondering is could we make a device like a drone and set it over there so we can get a visual on them and bounce that back?
3,000 miles is really far. I think the rover only had a range of like 100 miles per day. I can tell you the exact amount if I find it here about the rover, but yeah, it's something like that. Anyway, it's only a range of like I think 10 miles an hour and up to 100 miles per day, and then the battery dies on it. I'm 99% confident on that.
Yeah, and it's not like there's atmosphere for it to glide on to gain more distance.
Yeah.
I think we should repair the communication device. Communication device.
When do you say this?
After I get contacted by Hoffman.
Yeah, this is after he's finished printing the parts for the second neutrino. So it would be let's say it'd be around midnight, essentially Earth time on your first night.
And do you have this conversation over a public channel I can hear, or is this just between you and the other good doctor? Sorry, I'm just trying to establish.
That's entirely up to Hoffman. What kind of channel did you call him on?
Okay, I would do public.
Public. Okay. So there you go. Yes, you can hear.
With respect, Pavlenko, I think perhaps our more immediate task is our own survival. If we have to move labor around from building devices that allow us to detect this thing and possibly threaten it, that seems to me a curious use of our time. With respect.
Repairing the lasers. What would you have us do then?
Well, isn't Specialist Hoffman already fully occupied? Is that right?
He is. He's making the second neutrino detector.
Right.
But he's asking what to print parts for next. You print parts for a third neutrino detector, or
How big are these things?
they're
These neutrino
suitcase
detectors.
sized.
So each one of us holding one isn't going to do us a lot of good if one of us has also got to be wielding some kind of weapon, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, true.
So maybe specialist, if subject to Dr. Pavlenko's agreement, of course, perhaps start work on repurposing the laser.
Into some kind of a weapon.
Indeed.
Perhaps we kill alien, repurpose back to communication.
I
Do we,
concur.
have, do we have evidence that the laser is going to affect the alien?
No, I guess you don't.
So,
That
in the
was
sake of just being
Ivan
clear,
Enko's hunch. Now, sorry.
he said he was going to use it to kill the alien zombies.
Mhm.
But you can't see the creature on the camera, and they used cameras to aim, so
Right, you could
that
only
doesn't
see the
really work.
creature with your naked eyes. Now, that said, if you wanted to save time, rather than repurposing the one functioning comms laser you still have, you could just take the one that he's already manufactured and mount it on the rover and repurpose that. Do you know
That
what I mean?
seems like yes. And that seems like a better idea. We already have one laser. Why risk breaking the other one if we need it later?
Just a thought. It
So
would be quicker than starting from scratch
no,
on a whole nother laser as well.
I think that's a good idea. I
You guys,
concur with the voice in my head.
you're intelligent people. You probably would have that thought. I think it's only fair. So what are you telling him to do? Obviously, he's going to be spending the next few hours putting together the second neutrino detector. But are you telling him then to go ahead and start working on a mount, basically, for the repurposing
Yes,
of the rover?
exactly
Not the
that.
rover. The what are they called? The
The mining thing.
harvester. The harvester-based laser. Yeah, they're called lunar harvesters. Okay.
So he's supposed to create a mount for the laser or a mount for the neutrino?
A mount for the
For the
laser.
And there
laser.
are both, okay.
Right. So that
The
rather
double
than
Okay.
having it
check.
attached to the lunar harvester, you can use it on a more practical personal level, I think, right? That's
Oh,
something we had
okay.
discussed last session.
So you want
Correct.
something like a backpacker or some kind of
I'm thinking
thing you could
probably it's gonna be
pull
more like a mobile
wagon?
mount, you know, like
Yeah.
a kind of like a what's the word? Like a turret almost type thing that you can move around.
Okay.
Because the thing is, it would be awkward to try to carry it personally. It's probably too big.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe some kind of wagon that would follow you around, and follow you on
Well,
it.
we have the vehicles already. We just need a mount for it.
Okay. Just a mount for it. Okay. Fine.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure I was on the same page. We got it.
Because you want to be able to move it around inside the base. Am I correct in assuming that, not just out on the surface of the moon?
That's what I thought, but that's up to the commander.
Yeah, as long as we don't,
Doctor.
as long as we don't violate the integrity of the whole base. If we fire it, then as long as we have somewhere we can retreat into that we can support oxygen.
Right. Well, I mean, if you think about it, this is a light-based weapon. It's a laser. It's unless you do something really crazy and drastic, it's not likely you're going to compromise the structure of the base. I wouldn't think with it, right? Unless you had like a high intensity, some kind of something that could actually cut through um, metal. Would require. I would imagine that would require like a constant focus and stuff too. So, yeah, I think you should be able to do so relatively safely. Relatively safely. Of course, fumbles can always happen, but does that make sense,
Yes.
Captain Stafford? Does that make sense? Does that sound on task with what we were discussing last session?
Sure.
a mobile mount that you can move around in the base, so that if the creature comes after you, you can defend yourselves, etc.
I mean, I think the point was about being in the engineering section was that it has an exterior airlock as well,
Right.
so that we can mount the gun in the engineering section, so that we can cover both doors, as it were, because there's the internal corridor from command center, isn't there? And there's an
Right.
exterior. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Okay, cool. So yeah, you want to be able to mount it in the engineering dome. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. Specialist Hoffman, you have your directions, and you can start putting together this neutrino detector as well, while it starts printing the pieces you need for your mounting device. The mount device is going to take another 12 hours to print up and solder, whatever, weld, etc., whatever you got to do to put it together. Because imagine if you want to have it mobile, you're going to have some kind of wheels or something and all that too. So yeah, it's going to take you about another 12 hours to print out the parts and then put that together. All right. So if you work with no sleep, you could possibly have it done by noon. Cool.
Fine by me.
All right, I'll
All right.
continue with checking the water. While
So
he's
you're
doing all
going
that.
to the lab to check the
Yes.
water. Okay. Where is your water kept? So the lab had the water samples. Your water is probably kept from the greenhouse dome. Is that right?
I would have thought it would be in the labs. There's that lab dome where they would do all that kind of testing and stuff.
Yeah. For the testing, yeah. I was just trying to think of where. It doesn't really say where the water is stored or kept, does it? No, that's okay. Doesn't
Right.
matter.
I see what you mean.
It's not important. You can just get some water, take it in there, test it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And yourself, Captain Stafford, you are going where?
Going back to the command modules to
Back to
go
the command
to access the console, to go over the computer files and just check for anything we might have missed.
Commander Ivanenko says, wait, Doctor, what about me? What should I do?
Relax, drink, enjoy the
Okay,
scenery.
I protect vodka.
Ah,
And the specialist, since it's in the same dome. His, if you recall correctly, his makeshift stilling device is right in the engineering dome. So
right.
it was made from I want to say it was made from a fuel canister or something like that from one of the landers. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah. Okay, so you in the lab with the tests and stuff. What are you testing for?
Everything.
Everything.
Any kind of contaminant that would be harmful. First,
Okay.
looking for like poisons, like biological contaminants, chemical contaminants,
Cool.
that kind of stuff. Anything
And
beyond normal levels.
you have some kind of a skill in, I
I
guess,
have
science, biology,
I have
probably.
biology and chemistry and physics.
Oh, biology and chemistry.
Yep,
Which of those is your better?
they're the same.
Okay, roll.
All right. Oh, I forgot to get my dice out. I rolled 1,000.
Whoa, that's a
I
mega fail.
failed horribly.
You've accidentally destroyed the entire water supply for the base.
Right.
No.
Oof, I rolled poorly actually. I rolled a 65.
Okay.
With my luck, I need 15 to bring it down to the right level.
Do you want to? Is success important to you?
It's also a one shot, so
Now, this is a roll you could push. I'm just trying to think of what would be the consequence if you failed on a pushed roll while you're checking the water samples.
it could destroy the equipment.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good call. You
Do I want to risk the equipment or do I want to spend 15 points of luck? I'm going to spend 15 points of luck.
okay?
Because I figured this guy's dead anyways, but he don't know that. He don't need to know that.
Ah, yes. The distilling device is made up from a discarded Altair pressure tank and some copper tubing. That's what it was. Okay, so you do that. You spend your 15 luck and you check, and yeah, there is nothing biologically, chemically contaminating or wrong with this water. It's there's nothing poisonous about it whatsoever.
I'll go over the comm systems. Water is okay. Glug, glug, glug.
Excellent. Perhaps Dr. Weaver was beginning to get a little affected by cabin fever.
While he's spending probably a good couple of hours working on that in the lab, what are you doing, Captain Safford, in the command center?
Yeah, as I as I mentioned, essentially what I want to do is I want to go through all of the relevant data, particularly sort of Weaver's records, any sort of logs that may pertain to this outbreak that Ivanenkov might have made, or others more competent than he. Any video footage that shows anything pertaining to this entity,
Right,
etc.
like the attack on Dr. Weaver, etc. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just checking it.
Good. Why don't you know? I'll tell you what. I'll just roll over here. Okay, cool. No problem. So you get to make sure everything's secured. You want to probably lock it down too, right, for safety
Sure.
purposes, security
Yeah,
purposes, just to make sure it
sure.
can't be hacked or stolen or whatever.
Indeed. Or altered or anything like that. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Good. No problem. And for you, Specialist Hoffman, you will need to make, let's see here, I need a mechanical repair and an electrical repair roll. I think it's repair is the skill. Yeah, it's the skill.
Alrighty. Let's see what I got. You said mechanical
Yeah,
repair.
you should probably roll mechanical first and then electrical.
Okay. I got a 60 in that. So I'm gonna roll right now. D100. Got a 26 for that.
Okay, cool. Yep, and an electrical repair.
Okay, let me get back to my electrical repair is. Hold on just a minute. The dog is trying to climb on me. Get move. Teensy, move.
I think cats are bad. Jeez, dogs would be even worse.
Yeah, they think my area is their area. Okay, so you said electrical repair. Okay, yep. I got 50 on that. So let's see what I can roll right here for you. And I'm gonna roll a 35.
Cool. Yep. So you get the second suitcase-sized portable neutrino detector up and running. It's almost an exact copy of the first one.
Great.
So functionally, it is the same. So you now have two. Congratulations. And the parts are printing for the mount. Those will be done printing probably. Now by this point in time, it's like 3 a.m. Earth time. Those will be done printing in another 6 hours, and then you can start putting that together.
I'll report it to
Cool.
my fellow officer.
Pavlenko would probably, well, it's a few hours later, so yeah, we'll say it's just as he's finishing up in the lab, so you can ping him on the comms, let him know. No problem. All right.
Very good. Very good. God, I'm terrible at a Russian accent.
Don't worry about it. I'm terrible at a Ukrainian accent too. It's yeah, who cares? We don't.
I wish you hadn't given me 35 in English, damn it.
If I hadn't given you 35 in English, you wouldn't be able to speak English, and you'd have to.
That's true.
You would have to speak Russian.
Right.
I think 30 or 35. I think it's 30 in a language skill called Cthulhu is considered fluent. speaking.
Oh, so I don't have to speak stutterly like I've been doing.
Well, it's kind of fun though.
I guess.
You know, just because you're fluent in a language doesn't mean you don't still prefer your own. Still favorite. Okay, so like 3 a.m. You have each finished your relative tasks for that moment. What would you like to do now?
Sorry,
Okay,
Steph.
so
Oh,
we. Oh,
no, go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Merrick. Go ahead. No, no, no.
I was gonna say. So we have the second neutrino device
Mhm.
and the mount for the laser.
No, the mount for the laser won't be finished printing for another 6 hours, and then he has to put it together. It won't be ready till noon the next day.
Got it. Then I think he should. It's going to take 6 hours to print. Does he? Well, I suggest we retire to the engineering dome and get rest and shifts so we can keep an eye on the printer and everybody can relax. Keep the put one neutrino device on one side and one on the other. Sleep in between them and keep an eye on the printer in case there's
Sure.
an issue with it. Because we've been up for a long time and it's been a stressful day.
Okay. How many shifts? 3 shifts or 4? I'm guessing 3. I'm guessing you're not including Ivanenko.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be another 6 hours before the printing is done, and then he's got to build it. So what, 3 2-hour shifts?
So I say 2 3 hour shifts. I'll go first and then Hoffman can get the other 3 and then let or not Hoffman, Stafford get the other 3. Let Hoffman sleep for 6 hours because he's going to be working on heavy machinery, and
Okay.
rather him have the most focus. And then while he's working on that, we can take shifts getting some more sleep.
Sure.
You are in charge. Very good.
I'd rather him get the most sleep.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Okay. Um, the next 6 hours pass with no issues aside from Ivanenko talking in his sleep and snoring loudly. And then it's time for you to start putting together that mount. Now, yeah, I'll have you make 2 more rolls. Same again, mechanical engineering or mechanical repair and electrical repair, please, for me there. Specialist Hoffman, which would be about 9 o'clock in the morning the next day. Oh, before you do so, please give me a sanity roll.
Okay, let's see. Ooh, I rolled a 70. Yeah, look at my sheet to see exactly what it is, but I think that's pretty much what I have in sanity. Get my cute trip here. That's the left. Wow. I get up there to it.
No worries. Who's taking the first watch also once he's up and doing the repairs? That would be coming right off of who had the second watch?
Hit the
Stafford.
keyboard.
Stafford. So maybe Stafford, do you want to keep watching for another few hours, or do you want to try to go back to sleep for a few hours? And
If Hoffman is kind of tinkering,
Mhm.
then I guess the first thing to do is find out whether these neutrino detectors actually work. Well, we might not know that, but
They seem to, like, if you're just testing it compared to the other one, they seem to function the same. So
okay, fair enough. So if he's busy and kind of got his head down in sort of small intricate parts, etc., then yes, I guess one of us better be wide awake, keeping an eye on this neutrino
Right.
motion detection system.
Okay. So you're gonna stay awake for how much longer before you'll wake the doctor?
Uh, another 4 hours, say.
Okay. Very nice of you. Give me a sanity roll too, please, Captain Stafford.
All right.
How did you do with that, Rob? Was that a failure? That 70?
70 and 70. 70 rolled, 70 sanity.
Oh, okay. Wow. Brilliant. Okay. No problem.
And yep, 25 under 50 success.
Okay. Cool. Very good. So yeah, Rob, go ahead and give me those mechanical repair and electrical repair rolls for putting them out together.
I gotta get situated. This things fell, so I gotta get it fixed. Hold on, just
Oh,
one
okay,
second.
okay, okay.
Sorry about that.
Cool.
Sorry about that.
No, don't worry, don't worry.
Oh, it's
By the way, Merrick, I'm sure you would have organized this before you went to sleep, but what was he supposed to print then after that was done printing?
For the mount?
No, I mean the mount's ready. He's already going to be building it. What should he be printing while he's building the mount?
Oh, that's an excellent idea. Boy, that's an excellent idea. I'm not sure.
Okay.
What things might? Well, we would have discussed it. What things do you think we might need, gentlemen?
Well, we should probably work on the assumption that we're going to be stuck here a while.
Yeah.
So it's anything that is going to be useful over time. Do we know? I'm assuming that there are dried rations here, that they weren't totally dependent on this greenhouse, right?
Oh, well, I hear Rob whispering no, so no.
Son of a.
I'm going to roll a party luck on that one. So between Stafford and between the three of you, anyway, what are your lucks?
Minus 53.
Well, I'm at 23.
Ooh. And Hoffman,
what's that now?
what's your
Say
luck?
it again. My luck is. I just had it too. My luck is 45.
Okay. Yes, there are emergency rations. Let's see. Normally there's a team of 4 here. If they were to take, I guess they prepare for the worst, right? Let me go back to how long it takes for all this stuff. That's gonna be way down here. Okay. Oops, not there. Here. Okay, well that's not going to be a realistic thought for them. Here, also contacting Unusa and Earth. Rescue would take that long. Okay, so 4 people, 6 weeks. I'm going to say yes, because you would have, I need to pull out a calculator to do some math here. There it is, calculator. I always open calendar when I'm looking for calculator. 6 weeks is 42 days. 42 days by 4 people. There's 168 days worth of emergency rations. However, some of those have already been consumed. Ivanenko has already consumed 5 days worth, and the other guy consumed 4 days worth, and the other 2 consumed maybe 4 days between them. Okay, so there's 155 days worth of like emergency MRIs, basically, you know.
That's 100. That's 155 people days, so that's 50,
Right.
40
So
or
if you
so
divide
between
that by
us.
the 4 of you, you've got 39 days worth of food.
And if we cut that food down, say we eat something like every other day, that would only push it to 80 days.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
How long is it going to take them? Let's assume everything that could go wrong did go wrong. How long would it take to get a mission, rescue mission here?
About 6 weeks.
Just about doable. Then that's what we should plan for.
Mm-hmm.
We should also. Forget.
No, go ahead. I was just goofing off.
No, I was just going to talk about logistics in terms of we should move as much of it as we can here. You know, the less we have to move around, the better, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So I failed one of those rolls, Ian.
Which one?
The mechanical one.
How much did you fail it by?
Ooh, quite a bit. Let me look on here. The dice is still up. So let's see, 82, and I have a 50, I think, on that. Right around 50.
You could spend 32 luck, or you could push the roll. Now, if you fail to push roll, it's no good. You'll have to reprint and start from scratch.
Let's see. Let me see what my luck is right now. I don't think I've used any of my luck. And my luck is 70. So it's looking like about 20 points down. That's not too bad. So, okay, I'll use the luck.
Okay. So 32 points of luck, and you get it fixed. You get it working.
Okay. Gotcha.
155.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
days.
I made a mistake. I can't do that because, well, I could do it, but it would put me.
MREs is what I would say. Yeah.
That's
Go ahead.
gonna put me down into the 20s on my luck. I was looking at my sanity. So.
Oh, what is your luck? 52?
My luck is 45 right
45.
now.
Yeah, it's going to put you down to the teens. 32 points.
Yeah.
And put you down to 13 luck.
Yeah. Okay, I'll talk to my fellow
No, you
officer,
can't.
but can't. Okay.
No, you got to make the decision because this is something that's happening in the, in the
right
moment.
then and there. Yeah.
You have a 50% chance on another roll.
I'll try that.
Okay.
I'll go for that.
Push the roll. Push the roll.
You know, what am I trying to go for?
The same roll. Mechanical repair, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You said you had a 50 in it.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Somebody's here chomping, sitting beside me. I have the microphone on. Okay, I rolled a 47. I got it.
You got
made
it.
it under. Yep.
That was close.
Yes.
Yeah, you managed to pull it out. It takes you a little bit longer, but you get it done, and you get the mount all taken care of. Yeah, pretty much you finish it up just a little bit before Stafford is planning to wake Dr. Pavlenko. So by that point in time, where would we be at in the day? It'd be, like probably close to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah. Now, the other thing is, of course, the laser has to be taken off of the lunar harvester and brought in and put onto this mount. Now, that again would be something that you would need to oversee, Specialist Hoffman, because that's your area of expertise, the engineering side of it and all. But you would need assistance with it because of the size of the laser. It would be an awkward thing to do. So it's going to require at least 2 people in spacesuits. Yeah, but it's about time to wake up the doctor so you can all discuss it together again as you snack on MREs and filtered water.
He's just glad he brought his space food sticks with him up here to snack on. Remember those when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the dehydrated ice cream stuff.
No, these were like basically they're like a peanut butter thing they advertised as a space food stick. Supposedly the astronaut stick. I know you guys are younger. You guys are a lot younger, so you probably didn't.
Not that much younger than you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they wake you up from your long nap. You got a total of 7 hours sleep.
Oh, I'm gonna check the time. Oh, why did you let me sleep so long? Stretch out the kinks.
In my experience, having a well-rested commanding officer is a useful advantage.
I appreciate it. So, what is the current issue?
Well, Specialist Hoffman was just explaining he's going to need help to remove the laser from the harvesting vehicle.
Okay,
And
that I will help with. How loud is the alarm that these neutrino things make if they sense something?
Well, not very loud. I mean, I kind of imagine almost like an alien sensor type thing, you know? From the movies. Remember those?
Right.
But I figure
It's a
we'll-
personal use device. It's not like.
Right.
But you could, of course, if you wanted to, you could jerry rig something.
I think we should haul those back to the command port and like area near the airlock so Stafford can like rest, like put his head up against right up next to one of them and get some sleep while we go outside and detach this laser. That case, in case that whatever shows up,
Where do you want
he'll
to
have
have
the
him
most
rest?
warning.
In the
Like
airlock?
not in the airlock, but near the airlock.
Let's go
so
back
that-
to our map. Boom, boom, boom.
Which is
Okay.
right by the harvester.
Yeah,
we gonna
yeah,
attach
the
it
harvester's
to-
right there.
Right. Oh, that's right. We were putting it on a smaller rover. That's right. Okay.
I mean, since you have two of these devices, probably your best bet would be in one of the kind of connecting corridors between the domes.
But I don't want to leave him in a connecting corridor. I want him to
Right.
be closer to us in case something happens. That way we're able to get back to him quicker.
Well, the
Or he's able to get to us.
decontamination and stuff through the airlock takes a couple of minutes, I think, doesn't it? So
True. Or he would be able to get to us quicker. Sorry, seat noise.
if he's got a spacesuit on, yes.
Right. So I would suggest that we get our suits on and he can prop himself up next to one of those with his helmet next to him and get some rest. Doze off and get some kind of measure of rest while we
Sure.
head outside and see about detaching this laser.
Yep.
And then if he senses something and he needs to get the heck out, he's right by the airlock there.
Yep. Sounds good.
Ever slept in a spacesuit before, Captain Stafford?
Do you know what? Probably not. Funnily enough, I wouldn't imagine it's overly comfortable.
Nope. But you can certainly try to sleep anyway.
I mean, I wasn't figuring out because I guess this, however loud this detector is, if I'm in a deep slumber, it may not wake me up. So I'm
May
not
not.
planning
That's
on.
possible as well.
I'm not planning on. I'm not planning
Ivanenko
on-
says, but hey, what about me?
It's very important, Commander, that you stay here in the engineering department where you can keep an eye on the other neutrino detector, which we're leaving here in your care.
I see, but what am I supposed to do if Glow come? I can't. I have
Did-
nothing to
what-
fight
what-
with.
What did you do last time?
Oh, well, Glow has not attacked me yet. I
Do you
guess
know
if
how-
it comes, I will run away.
Do you know how fast it moves?
It does not seem very fast.
Well, then running is a good option.
It hasn't had to move very fast. As you wish. I will stay here with the vodka. Okay, so you guys suit up. Dr. Pavlenko,
Yes.
give me a sanity roll, please.
Oh, great. Oh, no. That's a fail.
Okay, you lose 3 points of sanity. And as you're suiting up, you notice an alarm going off on your suit. You are seconds away from an explosive situation, and you need to press the emergency button in order to stop it from doing so. Otherwise, your oxygen
Yeah,
tanks are about to
absolutely.
explode.
Yeah.
Okay. You reach over, you hit the button, and you guys are all in the same area, I assume, putting these suits on.
Yep.
Presumably, yeah, over near the main airlock.
Mm.
Captain Stafford, you will notice that Dr. Pavlenko has just pushed a button and released all of the oxygen from his tanks.
Doctor.
Well, Very quickly, start taking the suit off and examining the mechanisms.
What are you doing, man?
If I did not hit the button, tanks would have exploded.
Okay. Does this sound feasible?
Sounds extremely unlikely. Like,
Right. Yeah.
where's he getting that idea?
Yeah. Right.
And I point to the indicator light from explosive decompression.
There's no explosive. There's no oxygen tank explosion indicator on the suits.
What? And I look up at them like,
It's not there. You're looking at it, and that's the indicator that tells you when there's a leak in your spacesuit.
what?
Yeah.
And I rub my temples.
Now it would take a while to recharge the oxygen in his tanks, so his spacesuit is essentially useless for a little while.
Oh, they must.
There's got to be spares.
Universal fitting spares.
Of course there are. Of course there are.
Yeah. All right. Go find spares. Like,
you still have Ivan Enko's spacesuit there, and Dr. Weaver's spacesuit as well.
Check them both for levels.
Mm-hmm.
And see who has more, and grab the tanks from there and replace mine with them.
Sure. Just takes you a while to get it all.
Yeah. Hook my tanks back up to the recharging unit.
Yep.
Oh, this place is driving me crazy.
Stafford looks over behind Pavlenko's back. Stafford looks sidelong at Hoffman and raises an eyebrow.
Hoffman's just kind of trying to stay neutral.
Not taking sides.
Not taking sides here.
Fair enough. So you get suited up again. You don't. Well, yeah, you did have to take off your suit. Took off the tanks, attached the other tanks, the spare tanks from, say, Dr. Weaver's suit, for example, and then you've set your own tanks back on the oxygen charging setup. And you're all suited up then. You guys can put your helmets on.
I'm going to go over, before I put my helmet on, go over and just have a quick word with Ivan.
Okay, he's in the
engineering
dome.
Yep. Oh, I thought he was here with us.
No, he was told to stay and protect the vodka in the engineering dome.
Oh, never mind then.
Okay, you can call him if you want. If there's something you want to say.
No.
Okay.
I wanted to go and talk with him and get a slug of vodka of vodka, or vodka-like substance before I step out.
What's your luck at currently?
Oh no, if he's not there, I'm not going to bother with it.
Yeah, but what's your luck at currently?
23.
There is a half full bottle still sitting over by the command console.
No, too risky. Yeah, I didn't want to see them see me go take in front of them? A slug.
Fair enough. All right. Captain Stafford, you gonna sleep in the chair by the command console or something like that, or
not unless I'm constitutionally forced to by exhaustion.
You are tired. Give me a Constitution roll. You won't be forced to sleep, but give me a Constitution roll. You haven't had a proper amount of sleep.
Oh, that's a fail. 93.
Okay, so you are going to be suffering a penalty die on all skill rolls.
Okay.
Just from your own kind of grogginess and fatigue and probably stress as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you don't get enough sleep, it's just you're cranky.
All right.
Okay, cool. So you're going to just chill out near the command console and watch on the monitors, or
what
would you like to do while they're outside? So it takes them a few minutes to go through the decontamination and what's it called? Decontamination and depressurization, etc. in the airlock. They wouldn't go through decontamination, so they come back in actually. But yeah, depressurization is what I'm trying to think of. I guess I'm tired.
Is this door securable from the inside? Yeah, the main airlock door, so that they cannot open it from the outside.
Oh, that can be done. Yes. It would require security commands. What I would say for you on that would be, it'd be. Do you have a good computer use skill?
Oh, it's pretty mediocre. It's like 35, I think, something like that, maybe 40.
Do you have any other skill you think that might help?
Oh no, it's even lower than that. Computer use is only 25.
I'm trying to think if there's any other skill that would apply.
there isn't a sort of well, there's a survival space, but that's actually
No,
even
no. That's to do with managing your oxygen and stuff.
right. Okay. No, I guess not in that case.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll call it a computer use check. Now, given your own kind of training and stuff, I would give you a bonus die. However, you're tired, so that would negate the bonus die. So yeah, just a straight roll.
Okay, I don't want to. I just want to clarify the process for how it would be done. I'm not trying to
okay.
lock them out
Right.
now.
Yes, it could be done. It could be done.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
It would
But
require
it's
a roll.
yeah, fair enough.
It's a roll that could be pushed, but of course there could be consequences if you fail the pushed roll.
Sure.
Because basically you're just overriding the security, from inside the automatic security. You're overriding to say, look, lock that fucking airlock now, and not let anybody in.
Cool. All right.
Right.
Just in case, I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just,
Of course, yeah, no, fair enough. Good to know. Okay, so you guys go outside. You're in your spacewalk gear, in your suits, over to the lunar harvester, which again, I'll pull this up again, is right outside the airlock, fortunately. You go over and yeah, it's going to be a couple hours of work, which is okay because you got like 4 hours, I think, of air in the spacesuit or something at least. Was it right? 4 to 6 or something like that, if I recall correctly, we said initially. But yeah, what I would like now, while you're working on that, I need Specialist Hoffman to give me, this is just a mechanical repair roll. You don't need to make the electrical one for this. Well, no, because you're not planning to reconnect it to the harvester, I don't think, so you don't have to worry about carefully. You can just cut it off from there and take it down. Mechanical repair would cover it. So
38, so I passed.
okay, cool. Good. I would also like all three of you to make sanity rolls, please. Yours. No, I won't. Will I? Yes, yours with a penalty die, please, there, Captain Stafford.
I would have passed without the penalty dice. No.
I failed.
You lose 2 points of sanity, Dr. Pavlenko. How did you do
And
there,
wait.
Captain Stafford?
So 51 until I rolled the penalty die, and then it was 91.
Okay. You lose 1 point of sanity, please, Captain Stafford. And you made it.
Yeah,
Cool.
21. Yeah.
Hoffman is fine. Hoffman, you don't lose any sanity. Okay, so you get the laser detached. Obviously, you've got Dr. Pavlenko there with you to help because it's just big. It's 2 people basically to kind of carry it. Weight-wise, wouldn't be as much of an issue at the outside, but it's still big and hard to kind of maneuver, awkward. And once you're inside, of course, then the weight of it kicks in, and it does take a couple men to move it. Although I'm sure you have trolleys or carts or something for that to make it easier, but yeah. Okay, and as your, let's see here. Yeah, I'll just bank that. Okay, so you guys go back into the airlock with the detached modified laser and start the decontamination process. Captain Stafford, as you're watching, the monitors, they're in the airlock going through decontamination. I'm sure they've set the laser down for this purpose, waiting for it to repressurize and then open up, and then they'll have to lift and move the laser onto a trolley. You see, let me see, you see Specialist Hoffman at one point kind of glancing up at the camera, and you see like a whitish blue glow coming from behind the visor of his spacesuit.
Hoffman, are you all right? I'm assuming we have some kind of comms, local comms still, right?
Yeah, absolutely. From the
Yeah.
thing at that.
If necessary, putting my suit helmet on to if the mic is inside the helmet or something.
Yes, as far as I know.
You don't. Pavlenko, take a look at Hoffman.
Huh? I'll go and take a look.
Okay. What are you looking at? He's in a spacesuit, so you
I just
checking
look
his
at him.
gadgets, checking this.
He looks like a man in a spacesuit.
But you turn and then you kind of like look, and inside the visor, when you actually turn him around and look at him dead on, eye to eye, his flesh is desiccating right before your eyes. It's like an advanced stage of decomposition happening.
Well, I
The
scream
eyes
and
turn to jelly and start to run out of his face. The
I
mouth
scream.
opens up in a soundless scream, and then the eyes are replaced with a strange glow.
Yeah, I scream. I stumble back and fall, scrabble in the moon dust to push myself back to my feet, bound away from him.
Well, you're in you're the airlock. I mean, so
We're inside the airlock.
yeah, decontamination takes place in the airlock.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't realize.
I'm
I'm sorry. I thought we were still working on a thing.
locking that fucker. I'm locking that. I'm sorry. There's no
Give
way
me a
you're
computer
coming.
roll, please.
Yeah, I go and I pound on the door, try and open it.
Okay, so with a penalty die, that is 63. How much luck will I have to
Oh
spend?
no penalty die needed, because remember you'd have the
Ah,
bonus
yeah,
die,
advantage.
it would
I
just
said okay,
straight
so
hit.
I would have failed anyway. No, actually, yeah, it was 33 on the other one.
So you would need 8 points of luck, or you can push the roll.
And if I push it,
And if you push it and you
I
fail, you will
break
break
it
the
altogether.
device, and it will never be able to open again. Well,
Um,
not without serious repair. I shouldn't say never be able to open again.
But we do have another airlock, don't we?
You do have a secondary airlock, true. All the way around by the engineering dome.
I'm pushing it.
Cool.
That's insane. Why on earth would I do that? No, I'm spending the luck. I'm spending 8.
Okay, as you wish.
I was just realized I'm about to push a roll on a 25% skill to seal off one of the only 2 ways in and out of this place.
Okay, spend the luck. Boom, you lock it down. Red lights start flashing, and an alarm. Well, an alarm's going off inside the station. In the airlock. No, there's no atmosphere at the moment. It hasn't been decompressurized, so you can't hear it.
There'll still be lights though, flashing lights.
Yeah, the flashing red light. All the lighting has gone red.
I'll stop trying to bash my way inside and try and open the door outside.
Okay. You go over to the outside door. So while this is happening, Hoffman, you have no idea what the hell's going on. You don't know what's wrong with him.
Oh,
But
so
you
I
do
see-
realize that
so-
the red lights are now flashing. There's an alarm flashing, and now he's trying to open the outer door, which
emergency, Captain Stafford. He's trying to, Dr. Pinetro is trying to leave. Please advise.
No, I no response.
okay. So you go up and hit the button, and the decontamination process stops. Although he's just set up the other door. Yeah, decontamination process has stopped, but the door does not open. It's locked as well.
Is there some kind of like manual release that I can grab and yank?
I suppose there could be, right? That kind of makes sense.
Like break in case of emergency?
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be like a crank thing, wouldn't it? Manual.
Or a giant lever or...
Yeah. Well, no, I think for an emergency release, what it would be is it would be like a charge thing. It just blast off, blow it off.
Explosive
yeah.
bolts.
I'm doing it.
Just blasts it out, blasts the door out into space. So you do that.
But as soon as I see him heading towards that big emergency lever, Dr. Pavlenko, I have to warn you: don't do this.
That is monster.
Yes, and letting it in here would be the worst mistake we could make.
No, I'm breaking the doors out.
And the door blasts out, smashes into the lunar harvester, which is just there on the other side of it, just trashing the back end of the lunar harvester. And you can get out.
Yeah.
You see this happen, Rob, as well. You see, you wouldn't hear, but you just see the kind of bursts as the charges around the door of the airlock go off, and the door blows out.
Captain Stanford.
And I run.
And he starts running at a maximum of like 3 miles per hour in space.
Paranoia must have struck him. I have no idea what's going on. Repeat, I have no idea what's going on. Please advise immediately.
Now let's see here. I want to do a check here. All right, cool. I've done this search before, so it comes up quickly. I wanted to see the amount of time. Here it is. How long does the air last in a spacesuit? Okay, cool. So you still have, so as you're rushing out, yeah, you still have like another maybe 5.5, 6 hours of air in your suit. Where are you going to?
I'm going to run out. Hold on, let me bring that map back up in front of me here. I had it just a second ago.
There's this one.
You have it right
I'll
there?
bring
Okay.
up the other map.
Okay. So I run out.
There's the.
Oh no, I'm not gonna go that far.
Okay.
Yeah, no. You can bring the other one back up, por favor.
Okay, I will. Just a second. I have to plug in the charger. My laptop just warned me that it's going to die. Okay.
So I go out and I run out past the solar farm and to the other airlock. Keeping an eye out behind me for the monster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you following him, Merrick?
I'm running myself.
Sorry, Merrick. Are you following him, Eric Hoffman? Sorry.
Yes. I'm heading for that door too. I need to get back in there. I can't.
He's coming after me.
Oh, he's coming after you.
Oh my God. Open the other door! I start shouting on the radio. It's coming after me! Help!
All right. So, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to head back to the engineering pod. Arming myself along the way.
Arming yourself with what?
With the holdout pistol that I've got secreted about my person.
Okay. Very good. Let's see. He's going out and around. You're going. Well, if you're moving quickly, you can definitely get there before him because he's running in space and you're running in atmosphere. So you could definitely get there well before they do.
Okay. Is this airlock? Does the airlock out of the engineering have? It's essentially a sort of slightly smaller personnel version of the one we've got at the.
Very much so. Very much so.
Okay, so it's 2 parts, presumably with some kind of airplane glass or high pressure glass or something to allow me to see what's going on in the decompression.
Yes, that would make sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. Good.
Ivanenko says, "Hey, comrade, you come for a drink?" Hey, where'd you get the pistol?
Point it at his chest and forcibly push him back until he falls into the nearest chair.
Ooh. Okay, he is really drunk, but he's not drunk enough to try to fight with a man who's pointing a pistol at his chest. So yeah, he falls into the chair. Hey, what'd I do?
Ignore him. Go to the airlock. Ignore him. Go to the airlock.
Okay. What is going on? Did you see the glow?
Ignore him. I'm just waiting for whoever turns up at the airlock first.
Well, first one to get to the airlock will be, of course, Ivanenko. Pavlenko. God damn it, names.
So Pavlenko. Okay, no, I'm going to shut up. Okay. Yep. All right.
Pavlenko, you get to the outer door. Of course, Hoffman's not far behind you.
Try and get it open and get inside and close it before he can get there.
Okay. Yeah, you push the button and the countdown starts. Unfortunately, he's going to get to you before it opens.
I grab the spanner off my belt and fling it at him.
Oh. Interesting. Okay, let's call this a throw roll. We'll say with a penalty die, of course, though, because you're doing it in a
Sure.
spacesuit.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna make it. Don't even need to roll the second die. Well, I guess I should just in case. No.
Okay, it's not a luck fixable situation.
Yeah, I rolled an 88.
Okay,
I have
so you
20
throw
for
your
throw.
spanner, and it goes whizzing over his head and flying off. Oh no, there is some gravity on the moon, right? It's just very low. So it
Yeah,
goes
we'll still
flying a
fly for
long
quite a
ways,
distance.
and then eventually it'll land in the moon dust somewhere. I'm just saying,
So he's
it's not
not.
going to keep going off into space or anything. He's going to land somewhere, but
Damn it! So I can't. I'm not gonna be able to get inside before he gets there.
he throws a spanner at you, Hoffman. It goes well over your head.
Doctor. Doctor.
Give me a spot hidden roll there, Dr. Pavlenko.
Rolled an 8.
You catch a glimpse of his face. He looks normal again.
That doesn't reassure me all that much.
Okay.
Stand back!
Doctor.
And I'm
Settle
holding my
down.
fist. And, you stay
Doctor.
away from me!
Doctor.
You stay away from me!
Doctor. Use the logic you've been taught. Use the
Yes.
logic you've been taught. I am not doing anything aggressive to you.
Yes.
I'm
Then why?
trying to save my life and yours.
Yes.
Calm down. Calm
Tell
down.
me that again, you crazy face melting monster.
What do I look like right now?
Ah,
Am I
tricks.
aggressing you? I could kill you right now if I needed to. I'm not.
Oh, I
I'm
run.
I'm not advancing upon
I
you.
run. As soon as he says you can kill me right now, I run away.
Okay, where are you running now?
Around the back of the base.
Okay, you
Yeah,
start
he's-
running around the back of the base.
I will let him do that. I'm going to stay inside that pod or that area to get into the
Yeah,
base.
No, you're
the
not-
door
no,
opens
no,
like
no,
a few
you're not
seconds
getting
after
in.
he runs away.
You're not getting in because I'm sealing the inner airlock again. Same computer use roll.
Oh, okay, go for it.
No penalty die, correct?
No penalty, just a straight roll.
So 35. So I'm spending 10 luck again to do
Okay.
it.
The countdown hits 0. You're waiting for the door to open up, and then you see the red lights flashing inside, and emergency lockdown comes up on the display.
Okay, is there a computer console inside the dehydrate or whatever you want to call it?
Yes, but
area I'm in?
you're not inside though. You're outside.
No, but I mean in that little area.
There is
that
one
I'm in.
inside, yes. No, you're not in that little area. The outer door. You were waiting for the outer door to open.
Oh, I
The
thought we were
timer-
inside
nope.
I thought okay.
Nope.
All right. So he's still out on the moon then, basically. Oh, great.
But you can
Yeah.
talk. You've got your.
Yeah. Okay, Captain. Am I making any aggressive moves? No. Who's the one that's acting like they're insane?
Give me a spot hidden roll there, Captain Stafford.
39, which I'm pretty sure is a fail, but I will just check. Oh no! Well, no, it's a success.
He looks normal again.
Yeah, as would I if I was a moon-dwelling fucking psychic monster that could pass through walls in order to get in. Okay. Yes, specialist. I agree. To all intents and purposes, you look normal. But I'm afraid I saw what I saw.
But add it all together. You've seen one thing at one place. I have done nothing that would confirm what you've seen. I've had the ability to have come up behind the doctor and kill him if that's what I was wanting to do, which is
Yeah.
not what I'm wanting to do.
No,
I
but
could
then
have wrecked the other side of the thing and maybe made an air breach into your area where you were at. But I did not do that. I have done the jobs that you and him have requested of me. Why would I do that if I was a monster? Think logically. We are logical people chosen for a logical job.
You think he glow?
Oh yes, I saw it.
No, glow can't talk like that.
Suddenly you're an expert? Sit down. I point the gun at him again.
Use the detector, he points over at the neutrino detector. Put in airlock, have him use on himself.
All right. Hoffman, step outside, back out. Is Hoffman in the decontamination chamber now? Is that right? He's not.
yet.
He's outside.
You've locked it down just before the outer door opened.
Okay.
Right outside the outer doors.
Now, but the important point here is that I need to be able to open this door, put the detector. Actually, no. Does the detector? Will the detector work through the airlock door? I would hope so, or else we're pretty
Yes.
fucked.
Yes.
Okay. All right. In that case, Hoffman, stay right there. Don't you move. You stay where I can see you by the door.
I'm not moving anywhere. I'll even put my hands behind my neck.
Oh, I don't know if you can do that in a spacesuit. You can put them on your helmet.
I put on my helmet. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go and get the drag the detector across the floor, switch it on.
It's suitcases. You can carry it.
Yeah.
It's made to carry. Yeah, no problem.
All right, switch it on.
Okay, cool. So you'll go into you'll open the inner door.
Yes, as long as I can
up
see.
to the outer door.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to put my spacesuit. Actually, I'm going to fully suit up first.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Okay. Good call. Safety first.
And with the pistol in one hand, sort of place the device, switch it on.
Okay. That'll take several minutes. So while that's happening, Dr. Pavlenko, you running around the base. He's no longer pursuing you. And you would be privy to the conversation because it's just going over the public comms. Are you there, Merrick?
Sorry. I have. Let's see here. I have run around back to where the harvester thing is.
All the way back around. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of sneak over. So the solar farm is like panels that are on like a frame raised above the ground, right?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Space to walk underneath them. So I'm gonna like kind of move over, like shuffle over towards that thing and like get under the solar farm and try and sneak around so I can watch that airlock from the solar panel farm. Yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of creep over there, like you're probably not hidden, but
No, but
yeah, you got an eyes on.
And the thing is with the moon,
Hoffman.
like shadows there's no atmosphere to diffuse light, so shadows are pure shadow. So I can be standing like right at the edge of it, and there's no light that's gonna like really reveal me, as I understand it. So I can like stand in like a shadow and be like pretty much invisible.
Okay. Yeah,
but I just want to watch the door, anyways.
Yep, you see him standing there with his hands up on his helmet. After like about 10 minutes, then Stafford, you'll be in your suit ready to.
All the time that I'm waiting, I'm speaking to him and whoever else can hear me. Remember, science. We're all involved in science and the logic of science. Trust the science, not the emotion.
You seem to forget, Specialist. I'm a pilot.
Well, you'd have to believe in science to be able to get into an airplane and fly the airplane. So I know you know the science.
Right now, all I trust is my Mark 1 eyeball, and I saw face melting and eyes glowing.
Have you ever in your life had a nightmare? Yes, I'm sure you have. Was that real?
Yes,
no.
Not when I'm awake, and not when there's aliens apparently possessing people on planet. So trust me when I say that we can't trust you.
We have not seen anything so far.
We all heard Coward Commander when he took off, screaming about alien. You think Fat Drunk in there could have killed his whole crew? No.
We're here to investigate.
Yes, and you so far are biggest liability in what I see.
Okay, You get up there with the neutrino detector, and readings are normal. You're not picking up any major readings. Nothing to indicate that he would be, based on the information that you've seen, nothing to indicate that he would be the alien.
All right, Dr. Pavlenko, the readings on Hoffman are normal.
Hmm. Which device did you use? One he made, or one that was already here?
Good call.
Rob, what's your luck?
Who did you miss?
Never mind. It's okay. It's the one that he made.
Well, it appears to be the one that he printed.
I'll
But
come walking over. Is he? Are they both outside now?
no.
No.
Oh.
He's doing it through the door.
Try other device. We have time.
Yeah, the other device is just in the CoC set. All right, so
All right.
you can go back and get that and be back in a couple minutes.
I do, except I am going to look either in the command center or anywhere I can find. I'm looking for something like zip ties.
Oh.
Like maybe they use them to hold the plants up on canes in the botany lab or something. I don't
Sure.
care where I get them from.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. You can swing by the lab
Yep.
dome and grab some.
Yep. I'll just grab a handful, 10, 12, whatever.
Cool. No problem. Yep. And you grab the other neutrino detector from the CoC.
Mhm.
You head back. You're only gone
Yep.
a few minutes, maybe 4
Yep.
minutes. Do another scan, and it's exact same readings.
All right, Doctor, this is my proposed course of action. As far as I can tell, Specialist Hoffman appears to be clear of any neutrino contamination. However, I'm not minded to let him run around the station here. I've got something that I can restrain him with.
If he is not contaminated, then what did I see?
I'm right there with you, Doctor. I saw it as well.
Hmm.
Okay, are you guys talking on the main
Yep.
line?
Yeah. I'm talking on open comms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm saying, well, perhaps it wasn't me that's been affected by the alien, but it's been Dr. Polento that's been affected by the alien.
Oh boy.
Good way to calm the situation.
Yeah.
We go around tying each other up or putting each other in locked facilities. We're not going to get anywhere. We need to be watching each other, yes, but we also need to be doing what we need to do to get ourselves out of this situation. And by eliminating one by one, we're not going to get out of that situation. We're going to end up like this guy here at the station was when we got here. Thanks to science, thanks to logic.
I agree. All right, Specialist. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to open the airlock. You're going to come in. You're going to go through decontamination. I'm then going to open the inner airlock. You're going to come in. You're going to take your gloves. You're going to take your spacesuit off. When that spacesuit is off, you will be restrained. You understand? If this is unacceptable, say the word, and you can stay out there.
And how long is this restraint?
Oh,
All right.
that's okay.
Somebody's outside and they're going crazy. Okay. How long is this restraint going to take place?
Till I'm satisfied that you're not under the influence of this entity.
How about this? You restrain me. You take me to the lab. I'll continue working on what I was working. Lock me in the lab, and unrestrain my hands so I can work in there, and that's fine. At least I can be doing something that's productive to what we need to do.
Specialist, you seem to be under the misapprehension that this is a negotiation. Let me remind you, you are locked outside a facility on a moon with no atmosphere, and your air is limited.
You check.
You're familiar with.
You have about 5 hours of oxygen left, Rob. You have 4 hours and 25 minutes, Dr. Pavlenko.
That's fine.
You're an American, but I'm sure you're familiar with Agatha Christie. Have you ever read 10 Little Indians? They get knocked off one by one. We don't want to do this here. That's not a logical thing to do. We need to move ahead with what we were doing and remain calm.
Again, he brings up murder.
I cut off comms.
Captain, if you don't let him do his work, who will fix Laser?
Shut up.
All right. He takes another drink of vodka.
You are successful and winning in this situation. You have the upper hand. I give that to you. All I'm trying to do is to be locked away, out of your way, where I can't do anything to you that will satisfy your part of this, and I can be working on things that's going to be productive for all of us, and we can move on from there. And you can see whether I'm the monster that you thought I was, or if I am the man that I.
I ignore this. Wait for him to finish speaking. When he's finished, switch the comms back on. Specialist Hoffman, I will open this airlock door as soon as you agree to come in, desuit, and be restrained in a manner of that I see fit, for as long as I see fit, in consultation with Dr. Pavlenko.
There's just somebody else there on the base too that should be allowed a viewpoint.
I look over at Ivanenko, presumably sat slumped, talking to himself in a corner in his piss-stained overalls. I don't think that the commander gets a vote.
And that's what you want to end up being, not yourself. I don't want to be restrained by two people that are paranoid. I don't mind being locked into a lab that at least can have something to do to take my mind off of the situation and be contributing to something.
Why on earth would I give you free reign over what is possibly the single most important pod in this base right now?
Because apparently nobody else knows how to work it. So it's not going to do you any good.
Fair enough. We've got the detectors. We've got the weapon. We've got the food. I'm prepared to wait this out.
Technically, the laser is sitting in the wrecked airlock outside the CoC, but
Shh, quiet.
I'm sorry. Just saying.
Yeah. So I've got 5 hours of oxygen that you
Little
want me to
less
sit. You want me to sit and waste. The commander, he's been running, so he's probably used his oxygen more than I have.
The doctor.
So the doctor, okay. And I could make a trip around and get the laser and blow my way into the building if I was a monster. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sit here until you realize that I'm calm, that I'm not a monster. What you saw could be some kind of delusion, some kind of environmental, whatever it is that we're dealing with out here in this ghost stuff, maybe just bunk for all
If you're not monster, then why do you protest being restrained so much?
I don't want to be restrained, walking around with restraint. What if there is the monster and I have no way to defend myself? At least if I'm in some room. If you don't want me in a lab, lock me in a freaking bedroom or whatever they've got here. I haven't even had a chance to go to a bedroom. I've been working.
Dr. Pavlenko, please give me a spot hidden roll.
I rolled a 2.
Nice. I was going to say with a bonus die, but it's not necessary. You see someone in another spacesuit coming around. Let me see. Let me go back to the map here a second. Right. So, okay. So, yeah, coming basically around the side of the solar farm, the right side of the solar farm. So, would be to your left as you're facing towards the airlock, and approaching where Stafford, or it's not Stafford, sorry, where Hoffman is currently at. Seems to be approaching the secondary airlock. The
Oh,
other two
great.
don't necessarily see this at the moment because they're kind of probably focusing on each other, I would assume.
I am going to watch for the moment and wait until he gets, close enough that he's being able to be seen by them, but not so close that I can't give a warning.
Okay.
Like I want whoever it is to be clearly in view.
Like if they turned and looked, Hoffman would be able to see him right now if he turned and looked. Stafford would be able to see him maybe if he got on the security cameras and focused outside the, station.
Commander or Captain Stafford, please take wider look.
I'm going to take an intelligence to check to see whether I get that rather gnomic reference.
Expand your view.
Which I passed. Okay, 62 on 70.
Yeah,
okay,
there's
so
you could access the security camera right there above the secondary airlock and
Yeah.
get a wider view.
Oh, yeah. So I'm presuming I'm standing up pretty close to the glass, so I can keep an eye on
Right,
on
yeah.
Hoffman. So I literally just take like 2 paces back so I can look up above the door.
Yep,
And
and you see there is someone in a spacesuit approaching, coming up kind of behind and maybe a little over the right shoulder of Hoffman. He's like a minute away or less.
All right, specialist, you need to make a decision right now. Trust me. Look to your right.
I'd rather not. Just tell me what it is. I
You
don't want to.
literally need to turn your head 90 degrees to the right.
Oh, you want me to make a sanity roll then? Okay.
I'm trying to. Well, I was more trying to impress on you the fact that I'm telling you the truth. But
I
carry
know.
on.
I understand.
You turn
Okay.
90 degrees right.
I'll slowly turn, and I'm looking down. Okay, is there a light source out there? There's the sun, right?
Yeah, the sun. Yeah,
Okay,
it hasn't gone dark yet.
okay, so would I think as I'm doing this, if I looked at the ground, I would see the shadow of something if it was behind me, or no?
Great. That's great.
Sure. Yep, and
So I'm
something is
looking.
approaching you.
Okay, and so I tell him I see the shadow of something approaching me.
It
Would
could
you
be Dr.
please?
Pavlenko.
I'm
No.
assuming it's not.
Okay.
Okay, because of the way he talked.
Mhm.
Okay, would you please open the door and at least allow me to get into the the area there where I can get the door shut behind me before whatever this shadow is gets and touches me and does turn me into a monster or kills me like everybody else has been. Use the logic, please open the door and allow me in. Not into where you're at necessarily, but at least in the safety of the.
Give me a no roll, Stafford. Education.
Yeah. Past 33.
It's if you unlock by the time you unlock the door and start the door opening procedure, you probably won't be able to close it again before it reaches there.
Could I open just the outer door and let him into the decontamination area?
Yeah, but the whatever
Thing will be in with him.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Sorry, specialist, I can't do that.
So how close is this
it is
shadow?
30 seconds away from you.
30 seconds.
It's very, very close because it's moving at spacewalk speed, which is probably like less than a mile an hour or something. I don't know.
If I bent down to my knees and shoved off, should I like to do a jump,
You can jump, yeah. I mean, you can definitely do jumps.
like a higher jump than we would
Uh-huh.
on Earth,
Make
right?
make for
Yeah.
the make for the other door. Make for the other door. I can move quicker to get to the
Okay.
other door to have it unlocked and ready to go.
I will try to do a jump over him, over whatever the figure is, without looking it in the face. I do not want to see the face of it. And try to make my way back around to the other place. That's the long goal anyway.
Okay, you don't need to jump over. You can just go. I mean, if it's coming up behind you, you just go to the right or to the left.
Okay, that's fine. That's great. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
do that.
which do you want to do? Right or left?
Which
Right
is
is
the
closer.
quickest?
Here, I'll bring up the map. There.
Okay,
So you're at the secondary
okay,
airlock on the right side there, the engineering dome.
okay.
You see the
So
primary airlock is over there on top of the command dome.
okay,
So
whatever
right
the
is
closest.
closer. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Towards the solar farm. Okay, you start going.
Yeah.
If you're continue to watch on the camera, Stafford, or are you running over to the command dome?
No, I'm running to the
Okay.
command post with a view to
You,
opening the other door.
what are you doing, Doctor?
Okay, so he started running.
He started, yeah, space running.
I said over common comms, get to the main airlock.
Sure. You want to see what
How's that gonna
the
help us?
you're gonna watch what the suited being does?
Yes.
It keeps going towards the secondary airlock. It does not follow Hoffman.
Thing is not going after Hoffman. He's still at the door.
You could have a portable communicator, I would say, Stafford, if you like to respond.
Well, I'm suited up and ready to
yeah,
go.
you're
So
suited. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm probably going to be a bit clunky, but at least I'm moving in normal G,
Yeah.
which might actually be a problem wearing a full size spacesuit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know that the gravity would be better, but you'd have more traction and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's because okay. So my plan is,
unless they have gravity generation.
I don't know. Where are we? 23rd century?
Probably not.
No. So all right. So I'm going to, as I'm going, I'm going to explain. Okay. My thinking about this is that I can get this inner door opened, and we'll have more time to get both of you in, and then shut it again before whoever that is, whatever that is, can get in.
There is no outer airlock.
No, that's fine. We'll just have to vent it. I'm assuming that the corridors are contain pressure doors, right?
There's got to be pressure doors
Yeah.
inside too.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah.
For
So I will just
safety purposes, you know.
Right. So
I
minimize the area that's going to depressurize as much as possible.
That's a question of time. The only thing I can do is shut the engineering corridor, because otherwise I'm going to be going around shutting 3 doors.
No, I meant like I would think there would be like a door in the command center, like in the hall outside of the airlocks.
Yeah.
Like shut those doors.
Yeah.
And so, that'll minimize how much air is going to burst out of the dang place.
Yeah, you could
lower
easily
the air
from the
pressure
console of the
inside.
command center. You should be able to lock down the outer doors from the command center, and just if you want to just open the airlock and vent the command dome only, you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
It would vent the entire command dome, but it wouldn't affect the engineering dome or the laboratory dome or the what's the other one?
And then it can
the greenhouse dome.
Yeah, then it could build atmosphere back up over time.
Okay, so you run into the command center.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to do that? You want to hit the thing to lock down?
Oh, would I think about it? Would I think about it? Because I am panicking at this point. I'm going to make a luck roll to see if I actually think about it.
Okay.
Which I don't.
Okay.
I don't think about it. I just run straight through and get ready to. As soon as in fact, in order to solve the potential problem, which is the time lapse between opening the door, them getting there, and this thing coming in and being able to shut the door again, I need to have the door open immediately so that I can shut it ASAP.
Okay.
So I'm just going to run straight to the command center and open the inner airlock.
Okay.
Trusting that the 2 of them will get there before this thing.
Right. Cool. Let's take a quick bio break then, I think.
Okay.
And then we'll see how this action plays out. Dum 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 dum.
What is it about fucking Call of Cthulhu one shots where I am just determined to fuck myself up the ass?
I don't know.
It's just, yeah.
I'd like to see how you play in a campaign someday soon.
I think, yeah, I think I'd play very differently in a campaign, but it just, there are, when you offer me an opportunity like that to say, do you remember actually to minimize the risk of decompression? Yeah, no.
All right, I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I better grab a bottle of water, but this is going kind of even better than I expected, honestly.
This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This is great.
I got a lot of mileage out of that that delusion, simultaneous delusion.
I like the campaigns quite a bit, and I like these one shots. They're nice to have in between every now and then. It's fun.
Yeah. What am I? I feel kind of peckish, but what do I have? No. Oh, I'll have a just little pack of crisps.
Having some Jello pudding right now.
Nice. That is something we definitely don't have over here.
Really? Wow.
I've never seen that kind of pudding over here.
Huh. These are those little pudding cups, like they used to put in
Yeah,
the
I
lunch
mean, just
boxes.
any kind of that creamy pudding, we don't have it here.
Oh. I like it every now and then. I keep it on hand. I don't eat a lot, period, but sometimes I get an urge for something like this.
The closest thing we get is custard.
That's not bad.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we'll pick up in another couple minutes. I'm just gonna crunch some potato chips real quick. Might as well
Yeah.
do that before I turn the camera back on and off.
Yeah, speaking of food, earlier I was eating a yeah, you shred chicken and mix it with cream cheese and like Mexican shredded cheese and what else was it that was in there? Cream cheese. Oh, and then some Frank's hot sauce on it. It makes a nice dip, a really good dip
Ooh,
when
that
you
sounds
heat
good.
it
Yeah,
up.
like a hot chicken cheesy cream
Yeah,
dip.
yeah, it's really good. And if you don't want to eat it with chips, you can just roll it up and put it in a tortilla, and it's really good too. I'm more of a grazer than a
A real
sit down and eat
simple
them. Yeah.
one I like to get sometimes because I can buy those tins of old El Paso refried beans.
Hmm?
So I get some refried beans, put those in a bowl, put some salsa, sour cream, and cheese with it, mix it up, throw it in the microwave for a couple minutes, get it all melted together real nice, and I make a dip like that, like a hot bean dip,
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
with like just plain tortilla chips, of course.
Yeah, it's very easy.
I guess I mean it would work with Doritos or something too, but
Okay.
Ooh, I finally beat the awesome leech.
I am very refreshed. Okay, now back into the room. Is everyone else ready?
Yep, I am.
Give me 30 seconds.
Sure.
I am.
30 seconds. Oh, yeah, it's good. We took a few seconds anyway. I just had an explosive burp. Mm-hmm. Speaking of explosive decompression,
Go for it.
all right. Bottle of water. Okay. So, Stafford, you first. You get to the CoC. You get to the main computer terminal. What are you going to
Yep.
do?
I'm going to run right past it. I'm heading straight for the door.
Okay,
I
you run
only
right up
can-
to the door.
Yep. Unlock it.
Okay, computer roll. It comes up to me. It says, warning, airlock compromised, vacuum exposure imminent. And it's going to try not to let you open the door. So,
Sure. Yep. Okay. Ooh, now I have to spend some serious luck. Ooh. Let's have a
everybody
look.
roll sanity rolls.
No. Hang on. Okay, I need to keep those two because I haven't made my decision about that
Sure.
luck yet. Okay, made the sanity 27. Pass.
How did the other guys do? You're all under stress.
25.
Hoffman, Pavlenko, sanity rolls, please.
Oh boy.
For the 10.
Okay, Hoffman made his.
No.
Pavlenko failed. You lose 2 more sanity points.
I started at 50. I'm at 43 now.
Okay.
What's the threshold on that? How does that work?
20%.
Ah.
When you use up
10.
20%, then you can suffer an ongoing underlying sanity, plus you automatically have a bout of madness.
So when I hit 40.
And I think it's five in one event is about, isn't it? It's just about.
5 in one event is just about, but if you
Yeah.
lose the 20%, it's an automatic
Okay.
bout, no idea roll, plus you also have the underlying insanity, which lasts until you get treated.
Got it. You think I'd know that by now, but I still
That's
don't.
okay. Shit, I've been playing it for years, and I'm just still figuring this shit out. So, how did you do on that roll, Stafford?
Missed
Said
it by
something
missed it by 23.
Ooh. Well, you can't take it with you.
It's true, isn't it? It's true. Okay, burn it. Yep, I'm gonna burn the
Spent
luck.
23 luck.
Yeah. Oh my
Okay.
goodness me.
And
oh
so-
my.
It basically, before it says, "Are you really, really sure?" It says, "Advise to decompress or depressurize, whatever, command dome before opening. Explosive decompression warning."
Mm, yes, I'm aware of that, but the central thing
5
is
minutes estimated time to perform. You'd say, "No, I'm really, really sure."
yes,
Okay,
and then I hold on to something.
good idea. Let's see here. Give me a strength roll
Okay.
with a penalty die
All right.
because you are tired.
Mhm. Okay, so that is 26 or 36 with penalties. That's a pass.
Okay, you hold on to something. You're almost sucked out, but because you held on to something, you held on to the right thing and you held on tight enough. that as chairs and shit are getting sucked, that bottle of vodka, half full bottle of vodka, goes flying by you. Anything that wasn't pretty much strapped down in the command dome gets sucked out. And let's see here. Well, you were coming around from there. So you would see this, both of you, as you're approaching from outside. You would see, like, detritus of all types flying out from the command dome.
The laser is laying on the floor in front of me, is it not?
It is. Now the question is, did anything bump into it? Like, it was already in the 0 atmosphere zone, so it wouldn't necessarily be sucked out by the depressurization, but it might have been damaged. What's your luck, Stafford?
Now my luck is 13.
Okay. It did take a couple of blows from from a couple of chairs that got sucked out, but you're not sure how badly damaged it is.
Okay, because that was my next thought, is if I've got a useful amount of time, I'm going to just try and just sort of get a hand to it and just try dragging it in.
Yeah, so you can start dragging it in. The others, so let's see, based on your range, you guys are both going to get there about the same time, Pavlenko and Hoffman, which I'm sure. Now, of course, if one of you wants to delay, you can.
Well, if we come running up at about the same time, I'm going to stumble to a stop and warily let him go first.
Okay. So the inner airlock door is open. The laser is no longer there.
Take a quick look for our visitor.
There's nothing following you.
Run inside.
Okay. You're all in the depressurized command dome. Pretty much, Stafford has just hauled in the laser. Is it down? What do you do, Stafford? You have that hauled in by the time Hoffman's kind of
as soon as a kind of a shadow is cast on the inner decontamination, just reveal that somebody's approaching or coming in. Stand up, ready my pistol.
Okay. It's Hoffman. His eyes aren't glowing.
Stop right there, specialist.
Yeah.
He's pointing a pistol at you.
Before you're not to point the pistol, I'm not gonna go any further. Since you told me to stop.
Pavlenko is approaching behind him.
Okay, I carefully step back and motion for Hoffman to slowly walk in, keeping the gun trained on him.
Hoffman, you follow the directions?
Can you repeat? I'm sorry, somebody was.
He has directed for you. He's directed for you to walk in carefully. He stepped aside and just
okay, yeah, okay. I will actually put my hands up on my helmet like I did before.
Okay. Cool.
Walk in towards him very slowly.
Okay. So I'm kind of getting us away from getting him away from the door, so I can shut it as soon as Pavlenko is in. So I want Hoffman to come basically to the middle of the command center.
Okay. He'll get your gist, I'm sure. So he'll just walk at a normal pace with his hands up there to the middle of the door.
And wait for Pavlenko. Oh, he was pretty much on his tail,
right behind him,
yeah. So as soon as Pavlenko's in, shut the inner airlock door.
Do what I can to help him.
Well, in fact, as soon if Pavlenko sort of steps forward to help, then I'll let him do it so I can cover Hoffman with all my attention.
Okay. And the doorway leading to the hall to the the engineering dome opens.
Wow, there's no hard vacuum warning on that side of the door, or is he just too drunk to pay any attention to it?
You see a man in a spacesuit. Come walking into the command dome.
There's only one possible. There is no.
It has a name tag on it that says Thompson, I think. Yes, Thompson.
I'm not looking. I'm looking down at the ground at the fleet
Okay.
or the shadow.
Walks
And
right past you with you guys are
and we've
holding the
been-
laser
we-
between you. It walks right beyond you. It seems to be heading for the console.
Shoot him. There is no
Okay.
way that anybody should be alive wandering around in a spacesuit after we've been here for like 18 hours, right?
Well, except for Ivanenko. Yeah, Ivanenkov.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
this
but
guy.
he
You've
was
been here more than
inside,
18
yeah.
hours. Yeah, you guys have been here for like 24 hours or something. by
Yeah,
this point.
this guy is not alive, is he?
Right. Unless it's Ivanenkov in Thompson's suit. Correct.
Yeah, but I didn't make that connection, so I'm pulling the trigger.
Yeah. Okay. You can shoot.
That is it's that. Okay. Penalty die?
Yes, for being tired. What does it say? There was rules about your pistol, weren't there?
Yeah, you have to spend in 0G. You have to spend a round reloading. I don't know whether that also applies in low G.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Here it is. Where's that hold up pistol thing? Where is that bit? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong character.
Some of the it's written on the character sheet. You've cut and pasted it onto the character sheet. It's I think okay. So it doesn't say 0G. It actually says vacuum. So yeah, always.
Yeah. You can fire normally in a vacuum. However, you must take a combat round between shots to readjust your aim. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Or take an additional penalty die. So for the moment,
Yeah.
just one penalty die.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, that is with the penalty die. That's going to be a miss, and I am not going to spend burn luck.
Okay.
So yeah, I just fire a shot at
Fire
him.
and miss. He continues
Yep.
just walking towards the command console.
I'll take the round to reload.
Did you have to reload? Oh, the round to re-aim, you mean?
Re-aim. Yeah. Whatever.
Okay, cool. What about the other guys? What are you guys doing? Go back to this window now. Are you doing anything? You guys are holding the laser between you, but it walked right past you and you would, of course you don't hear, right? So, but you would probably see the
Right.
flash come from, if you happen to catch out of the side of
Mhm.
your eyes, you'd see Stafford's pistol
Well,
flash.
There'd be a minuscule amount of air in here, unless the doors all the way through engineering and the corridor to here were open.
That's true.
So not that we would hear nothing, but we'd probably. Oh, I'm splitting hairs here.
Yeah.
Probably just a little.
And either way, you notice that Stafford has
Let's see,
fired
there's
his
a
pistol.
flash of light, and yeah, okay.
And
So
it
the
still is
laser's
walking
not
over to the
attached to
console.
anything. It's not like we can shoot it, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's rigged to be fired from the lunar harvester, and you've cut those wires in order to bring it in.
Right. Shit. Grab a chair and throw it at it.
Okay.
I mean,
there
put
are
the
no
thing down.
chairs. Everything gets sucked out when he
Oh
opened the airlock.
crap! Right. I'll run forward and I will do my best Macho Man impression and give him a double drop kick
Okay.
on the side. Try to knock him away from the console. In the
And
direction that
I thought I was suicidal. One shot.
I've already lost almost enough sanity to go.
I like it. I like it.
Insane.
So we'll call this a brawl.
And I'm not a fighter either. I have a shit chance at this. So
Call
let's
this
see
a
what
brawl with a
happens.
penalty die.
Oh, with the penalty, right? I'm in a suit, aren't I? Okay, let's see here.
I hope you're in a suit.
Oh, dude, that's great. Okay, I'm gonna roll the second one to see what it would be, even though it's a fail. So my failure on my good fail is a 39. On the first thing I rolled was 99.
Ooh, how much do you have in brawl?
25.
Ooh, roll your luck. So you
Which is
try it,
also poop.
you totally miss,
Yeah.
and you land face down,
Oh, that's a big fail. I rolled a 77.
and you see the glass crack in your spacesuit.
Oh fuck! Awesome.
Let me check something out here. I seem to recall there being something about this in here, but no, maybe not. Maybe I just have.
No,
to think
you
about
read
it.
something about it. I remember, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh,
About how long
it was
have.
in the space survival.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's what it was.
And I only have 10 in that.
Survival space. Characters with a skill 10% or more know how to survive in vacuum space. Knowledge includes safety techniques, environmental hazards, special medical problems. Characters. Wait. There was something about. Right. So regular difficulty extends spacesuit life support time by an hour. Hard difficulty survive explosive decompression without a helmet for 1 round.
Yeah, 1 round.
Now hold on.
Uh,
Let me see. I tell you what. Now I'll let you roll a d6 for me, Merrick.
Okay. 3.
You have 3 rounds before it cracks completely and you're facing an explosive decompression situation.
Okay.
Okay. Mark that
Yeah.
in. 3 rounds.
All right.
But that was your action.
Yep.
Hoffman, were you doing anything?
So there's nothing in here. I'm scanning without looking at that spaceman. I'm trying to look around to see if there's anything that would be of aid. Is there a neutrino reader here?
No.
Yes.
Both.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's in the. Yeah.
No,
Yeah. There
both
is.
in the engineering dome, weren't they?
No. Oh, yes. You're right. We brought the other one,
Yeah,
didn't
you
I?
did.
Yes,
Yep.
you're right.
So
Yeah.
no. If there was, it would be out on the surface of the moon somewhere anyway. Because
That's true.
this
Okay,
place
so really there's
decompressed.
nothing in here. Give me can you give me a refresher from the last time? Was there reports that they could go through the doors, or was it if they locked the door that it wouldn't pass through? From what we heard,
The color. What did I call it? Oh, sorry. No, well, that's what it is. It's color of space. But the creature, the glow. That's what I meant to say. The glow. Now I left the cap out the bag. Not that it really was much of a surprise, I'm sure. Can pass through glass. They said it had seen passing through windows and such.
okay, but okay, so I'm going to try to make my way over to the entrance where I could shut the door and lock it if I can get
The
the other guys in.
which entrance?
No, not the entrance to outside or the
Asshole.
exit to the outside.
Again, you can
of
see
the,
where you are there. You're in the command dome.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to go to one of the hallways?
Yes.
Which one?
The one that would lead down to where I was doing the printing and stuff.
Right. So that door is open anyway because the creatures just come out of there, or the glow inside the spacesuit of Thompson. So yeah, you can start going that way, no problem.
Okay.
It'll take you a couple rounds to get there.
Okay.
Okay.
Will do.
Cool. So we go to the next round. Let me check dexterities here real quick. Not that that should necessarily mean too much in vacuum, but
It always means something.
yeah, right. What is your dexterities so we get this in the right order?
I'm 50.
Okay.
Also 50.
Okay. And I'm going to guess that Thompson is probably also around a 50 or something. Maybe better. Actually, I have his character sheet here somewhere, don't I? Thompson. Not Thompson. Hoffman. I'm Thompson. Hoffman has 80. Okay, cool. Got it. Okay, so the next round, you're first, Hoffman. You make another round. So this would be your second round. You get into the hallway. Do you want to close the door immediately, or?
No.
Okay.
I'll
You're
just
into
be
that
there.
hallway.
Yeah, I'll be there with my hand on the button to close it. But
Okay.
I want to try to get them other two to get in here if they would quit playing
Sure.
around with this thing. Yeah.
We go next to, well, it'd be between the two of you. I'll let Merrick Pavlenko go.
Okay. So let's see here. So the first thing I would try would be to carefully reach up and get the sun shield and pull it down over the mask so there's another layer to help support it.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's a good idea. I'll give you an extra round.
okay. And then start crawling towards the let's see here. I'm in the command dome. I'm right by the door. I ran over to that guy and missed horribly. We were standing in the middle of the place-ish. Okay.
So if I see him through with trying to attack that guy, can I go on the comm and talk to them while they're doing their moves?
You guys can talk to each other for sure.
Okay. I'll tell them which door I'm at with my finger on the button, waiting for them to get in here. That's basically all I'll tell them.
Where did you head towards?
The
Laboratory.
engineering. He's in the hallway,
Yeah.
leading towards the engineering dome.
Engineering.
Oh. I'm gonna say I need duct tape and start crawling towards engineering.
Okay. It'll take you 2 rounds to get there.
Okay.
Okay. Stafford. You've spent the last round aiming.
Yes, I'm going to back away. He was this suited thing was walking pretty much towards the center of the room or towards the computer console.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to back away towards the main exterior airlock and try and shut it, since it does us precious little good.
Oh yeah, the one that you opened.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you go out, and it will. Realizing that there is no depressurization now to do anything like that, it just begins to close.
Okay. Cool.
It'll take probably a couple rounds at least for that door to close. But Thompson, if it's really Thompson, which of course it's not, sits down at the computer console, and you see an alien light start shining through the mask, the visor, whatever you call it, into the camera attached to the console. You know, there's like a camera for when you're making calls and things of that sort, etc. Sally, you remember Sally? Responds. Now displaying views of Earth. And the monitor, you can see, starts displaying images.
If it's not paying any attention to me, I'm just going to walk up and shoot it in the back of the helmet.
Okay. You give me a spot hidden roll as you do so. With a penalty die, of course.
Yeah. 42 all round, double 4s on the penalty, so 42.
Okay. I think that's a pass for you.
It is, yes.
So you see on the monitor blue oceans, green forests, golden fields, and then several pictures of flowers start filling the screen. And you walk up and shoot it at point blank through the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
I won't make you roll for that. Blast right through the helmet. It stands up and turns and starts walking towards the airlock door.
What? Well, I have to take a round to aim. So.
Okay, you continue, start to aim. This is another round. You're 1 round away from the hallway at this stage. Pavlenko. It's moving towards the airlock. You're reloading. So next round, you're into the hallway, Pavlenko. You have 6 seconds until explosive decompression. The Thompson, whose helmet is now shattered and smashed or whatever, but there was no air or anything in it anyway, walks through the airlock door, starts heading out towards the surface of the moon. But you can still totally shoot him as he's in the kind of, transitional part of the airlock, if you wish.
Sanity check, having shot somebody in the back of the head and
Oh, yeah, sure, of course.
effect.
That's a good call. Actually, you know what? I should have had you all do sanity checks anyway. So yeah, everybody makes sanity checks. Sorry, I forgot about the fact that you had to.
Yay! Thanks, Stafford.
There is sanity loss for seeing a reanimated host.
Yeah, no, I failed.
Yeah, okay. Well, who am I rolling for? What did I roll? I just want to roll sanity checks.
Yes, I also failed.
Okay. Let's see. Who was the first one that said that? It was Pavlenko.
Me.
You lose 2.
Oh,
Hoffman, you lose 2. Or not Hoffman. Sorry, Stafford
point.
loses 2. How did Hoffman do?
I rolled a 57, I think I'm pretty good on
You
that.
pass,
Let's
so you
see.
lose 1.
Yeah, I got 71.
Yeah, you
lose
got
one.
70 something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Lose 1 point. Do you want to shoot it?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. 1 penalty die.
Yep. Ooh, 45 and 55. Yes. Okay, that's a hit.
You shoot it again.
D10. Not that it makes any difference, but I will roll the damage. 10.
10 damage. Oh, okay. That will, let's see here. That will basically finish the host. So the spacesuit drops down to its knees and then falls forward. And you start to see this strange rainbow-like reflective mirror-like gas or something start to come out of it.
Run for the corridor to the engineering where the other two
Now,
are.
Merrick, you are facing explosive decompression.
Yes, as I was crawling over towards Stafford, shouting for not Stafford, Hoffman, shouting duct tape. I need seal visor because the sun
Your
visor.
visor shatters and the sun visor blows off.
Oh crap!
But wait, you have your survivalist thing, right?
Yeah, I need a
two.
hard success, right?
Oh yeah, you do.
It's not gonna happen.
Roll.
Let's see, and maybe I roll a 2. No, I rolled a 27.
You rolled a 27.
Yeah.
You need a 5. Do you have 22 points of luck to spend? If
I
not, you're
do.
dead.
But it's only gonna save me for 1 round.
Yeah, 1 round for. Oh yeah, 1 round. Hoffman has to close the door. Yeah, there's no
It's not gonna.
there's no
There's
air.
no
You're right.
way.
It's not gonna save you.
Sorry, guys. Womp womp.
Oop. And Pavlenko dies.
Womp womp.
How would that work? I suppose you just kind of like you freeze, right? Pretty
Well, I'd
quickly.
asphyxiate pretty quickly and pass out, and
Mhm.
there would probably be like when you are in deep water and you come up.
Yeah,
really
it's the
quick,
bends. It's kind
I
of
get
the
the
bends.
bends. I get the bends extreme space version.
Yeah.
I imagine. So blood vessels burst, and
You see this, Hoffman?
you don't expand and explode like they did in that one
Right.
freaking movie. What was it? Running Man? Not Running Man. Yeah, Running Man.
Something like that. Yeah.
There's quite a good one. There's quite a good depressurization death in that's otherwise silly film about the ship that goes to hell and comes
Yeah,
back.
it's
Event
amazing.
Horizon.
Yeah,
Oh.
Event Horizon.
And you've seen decompression in The Expanse too.
Yeah, I just can't remember off the top of my head, but that's fine. So yep. So you see this Hoffman. You see his helmet just basically kind of the visor blow off of it, and him.
The burst of vapor from my mouth as air is sucked from my lungs because I was already talking when it
Stafford
happened.
is space running for the corridor.
As I see the doctor die like that with his limbs twisting and turning and bending up into weird shapes, all I can think of is the Gumby doll I had as a kid. Tortures I used to put through it.
You can give me a sanity roll.
Let's see here.
What is
Ah,
the sanity?
I missed it. I missed my sanity roll the first time. Oh no.
Witness a
I
friend's
got a
violent death.
73
Okay.
out of 69.
Woof. You lose 6 points of sanity.
Ooh,
bout.
Give me. Does that take you to your 10% threshold? No, it doesn't. You had 70 points.
5, 6. I'm at 63
Yeah,
now.
yeah. You're not at your threshold, but you do have to make an idea roll, please. Percentile against your intelligence.
Okay. There we go again. To the dice, and we roll a 14.
Okay, that's a pass. Roll a d10.
Okay.
I'm going to leave this up to random. I don't think it'd be fair for me to
Okay.
dictate about a madness, given the life or death situation.
And a D10, you say? And a D10 it is as a 9.
You gain a new phobia.
Ooh.
Oh wait, no, yeah, phobia. You will imagine it is present for the next 1d10 rounds. What would be an appropriate phobia? Vacuum? Is there a phobia for asphyxiation? There must be, right?
Probably like
asphyxia phobia.
Something like that. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
you got, and you're doing it now. Your suit is compromised. You are exposed to the vacuum, and you are suffocating.
oh,
What
I'm
do you do?
feeling the phobia then. Okay.
Hmm?
Oh. I'm going to shut the door, I guess, because I figure
Okay.
that's why I'm doing that.
Give me a dexterity roll, Captain Stafford, as the door begins closing. Just as you're getting to it, with a penalty die.
Well, that was with the penalty die, it doesn't make any difference because it's all the fives, so it's a fail by 5, whichever way you slice it.
Oh, do you have any luck to spend? You
Yes.
can't take it with you.
Yeah, I know, but I'm getting precious little left to take with me anyway, even if I could.
You
So-
said you failed by 5, right?
Correct. I'll burn it.
Yeah. So the door closes on maybe one of your boots, and you just manage to pull through clunk, as the door closes. Your foot almost got caught in the door, but you just managed to pull it through at the last second because of the 5 points spent. Otherwise, you're going to lose a foot. And also face decompress.
Yeah, right.
All right. And you're now in the corridor. The door is closed. And a thing comes up there asking, let's see. No, this isn't really a proper airlock. You couldn't really just repressurize it so much. The engineering dome is pressurized. So I guess, how would that work? In order to get access to it. Oh, you'd have to either go back around to the secondary airlock, or you'd have to blow this door, which won't have as much of an explosive decompression because basically it's just the pressure balancing between the engineering dome and this corridor. It still kind of suck, but yeah, it can be done. So you can definitely get access to the engineering dome.
At the cost of merely killing the previous base commander,
Yeah,
presumably.
probably scare the shit out of him at the very least. It's not gonna suck all the oxygen out. It's just gonna be like, what the fuck? And it might he could get he could die depending on his luck. He could get propelled into something.
As soon as
It's up to you guys what you wish to do. You're in the hallway. Oh, well actually, Hoffman is under the impression that he is going to be depressurizing any second now. So, what do you want to do, Hoffman? You also have the higher dexterity. What do you want to do, Hoffman?
Okay, so did the door closed and we're locked
Yes, the
up
door is
with
closed, but
okay.
you are still in a
phobia type
there's
situation.
no atmosphere in this hallway, and your suit is
Okay.
about to go.
I'm getting really nervous. I'm trying to tell the captain. I'm saying, check my suit. There's a hole. There's a leak. I can feel it. I'm feeling it. There's a leak. There's a leak down here somewhere. Help me
And
find
the
it.
alarm goes off on your
it.
suit. It says explosive decompression in 6 seconds.
That's what my suit says?
That's what your suit says to you.
To you, right? Yeah, to me.
Because you're...
It's going to explode. My suit's going to... Okay. There's nothing I can do about this. I can't. If I take it off, I'm going to die. I might as well leave it on and die a fast death when it explodes.
What are you going to do, Stafford?
Control me, Stafford. Don't let me take the suit off. I don't want to die like I saw the captain or the doctor die. It was terrible. It reminded me of my derby doll. Just hold me down. Don't let me take off the suit. Let it explode. But it shouldn't be an explosion enough to hurt you.
It's a lot of words.
Yeah, exactly. And as I sort of pick myself up off the floor, having thrown myself through the door, I sort of skitter back against the door into the command center, sort of sitting on my ass, but sort of scrambling back and just point the gun at him.
Okay. Also, you would see the doctor there, frozen and dead. But you didn't witness his death, I suppose.
No, but it's, you know.
Give me a sanity roll. It's probably going to be less sanity loss than actually witnessing the death, but there is a recommendation here for finding for corpses, etc. Did you
Yep,
pass or
that's
fail?
fail.
Okay. You lose 3 points of sanity.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Yep. And I'm sort of wildly turning my head, this sort of, just see the visor swinging back and forth between Pavlenko's corpse and this gibbering madman who's a possible alien, as far as I'm concerned. Still,
Okay. Your 6 seconds have passed, but it hasn't decompressed yet. But it's going to. Hoffman, what are you doing now? I guess not much you can do, right? You can just try to pucker up to. Or you can go and open the door into the engineering dome, which has oxygen. What would you like to do, Rob?
Go out there with you.
Sorry, the dogs they're having a fit. I didn't want to get the microphone on when they were
Let him
doing
go out
that.
there with you.
Okay.
So
What
you
you
want to
do?
open the door to the engineering dome to get some oxygen accessible?
You're speaking to me?
Yes, you.
Yeah, Hoffman? Okay.
You reckon
Um,
even if your suit goes as you push the button, you might be able to hold on for long enough for a little bit of oxygen to leak in.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, he starts moving for the door panel to the engineering dome.
that's away from me.
That's away from you.
But can I reason out the possible
Well, there's only
implications?
really one reason, for him to be going that way.
Yeah, but the implication for Ivanenko, that's the point.
Oh, let's leave that up to you. Maybe idea roll.
Yeah.
If you pass, then yes. If you fail, then you don't think about Ivanenko. Besides, Ivanenko could have been killed by the thing when it came in.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, it's a fail, so it doesn't even occur to me to worry about it.
Okay.
So I'm mostly just he's moving away from me, which is fine. So I'll sort of slide myself up the door so I'm standing and follow him, keeping the gun on him all the time.
Okay, so you push the button. It comes up, saying, you are basically saying that you're in a vacuum and the other side is pressurized. Are you really sure?
And I'm still having an
Yeah, of course you're really
basically
sure. Mm-hmm.
an anxiety attack still, right?
Yeah. You're really sure? You're sure? I take it yes. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Okay.
I'm crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. You push the button. It overrides. Air rushes in, pushing you back a bit, for sure. Both of you. As air rushes into and pressure rushes into the corridor that you're in. Rob, give me a luck roll.
Okie dokie. Let's see. Terrible. 95.
Oh, okay. You are hit by the body of Ivanenko as he comes flying in, tumbling into the chamber. Yes, and it completely cracks the mask of your spacesuit and throws you back. Stafford, give me a dexterity roll or a dodge roll, actually.
Penalty?
Oh yeah. You're tired, man. Your muscles are.
That's going to be a fail, whichever way
Okay.
you
Yep.
slice
They
it.
crash into you. Does not break the mask of your spacesuit though. Wow. Okay. And you also so you guys end up in a pile in the corridor as air rushes in. You're alive, Hoffman. Your visor is ruined, but you're alive. Ivanenko is bleeding badly and and moaning, but he's alive as well. What the fuck?
So this is this now we got air. This is an air
Yes.
chamber. Okay.
Yeah, basically the oxygen is spread between. I mean, it'd be thinner oxygen, but it'd still be oxygen, and the systems which are still functioning will be able to, of course, pump more oxygen in to eventually kind of bring it back up to ideal levels. The biggest issue, of course, is the decompression, the quick burst. I don't know if this is scientifically accurate at all. I'm just imagining like a science. I'm imagining like I'm watching a movie. So the science doesn't have to be legit. What the fuck? Oh,
Disentangle myself from this pile of bodies.
where did he go? I saw it was Thompson, the glow, have him. Where'd he go? Oh, the doctor is hurt. Oh, and Evanenko starts vomiting when he finds the body of Dr. Pavlenko.
Specialist Hoffman, we've got one job to do right now. We need to
Shall-
we need to
yes.
we need to restore comms, and we need to warn Earth now.
Yes, exactly.
And there is a kind of a flicker as the lights dim and then go off momentarily before the emergency low energy lighting comes back on. And Sally will say that how would she phrase this?
You're all fucked.
No, she would say
Countdown
basically
for us, I think.
power link to the solar farm has been disconnected. Emergency power activated to conserve remaining energy.
Sally, reroute all power to comms antenna.
The comms antenna is not operational.
I understand that. I repeat the order.
If I reroute all power, you will have no power to life support and will be left with the remaining air you have. Do you wish me to go ahead?
Yes.
Very well. And she does. And the lights go off. You're in the dark.
Our suits, I assume, have kind of a couple of like LED lights
Yeah,
either
that would
side
make
of the helmet
sense.
blocks.
Absolutely
Yeah.
would, yeah.
So, yep, switch them
Turn
on.
that
Go back to the airlock. We're nearest the engineering dome now, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much in the engineering dome. The
Yeah.
door is open between the engineering dome and the corridor.
Specialist, go get yourself a new helmet.
Yes, good idea.
Which I assume, and shut the door, the door between the corridor and the engineering dome, because I'm going to need to go back to the command dome to get the laser.
Okay. Doctor, the body of the doctor, just leave it. Don't worry about it. Or
there's only one job here now. Once I saw that thing scanning for information about Earth, there's only one job.
Okay. So while he's in there getting a replacement helmet, Ivanenko is suiting up with a reserve suit in the engineering dome, complaining the entire time because he's got a serious fucking headache now, and that emergency recompression ruined my buzz. He broke all my still and all my vodka bottles. Ruined. I'm going to be sober in less than an hour.
But on the plus side, not for long.
You go open the door back out to the command dome. Of course, it sucks. You hold on to something, I'm sure, because this is not an airlock. It doesn't have the ability to just repressurize, etc. It sucks the body of the doctor out and tosses him about in the command dome, very unceremoniously. What do you do then? You go in, grab the laser.
I'm going and grab the laser and message Specialist Hoffman to meet me in the command dome, since we're going to carry the laser out. Because the comms tower is north of here, is that right? If I remember rightly.
I do believe so. Yes, I can pull up the image again.
So we basically want to head out of the command dome.
Yeah.
North.
Now, what is your thinking here? Out of curiosity.
To restore comms to transmit all the data I have on my person.
Okay. Very well. And what about for yourselves?
Not a consideration.
Okay. Hoffman, I'd like you to give me an idea roll. Damn, cat, that smells. Rob, idea roll, please.
Okay, give me a second here. Things kind of got tore up accidentally. So 1 second. Well, actually, 10 seconds. Give me the mouse and I can do it. Okay. Idea roll.
Sorry about the racket.
I got a lot of racket going on here too. So, okay, let's see here. Idea roll is coming up right now. And it is, I rolled, a 16. I'm pretty sure I made that one. Right?
Yeah, okay. The thought crosses your mind. There is still one way. It would require a lot of work. There is one way you could still go back to Earth.
Okay.
There is a, what is it called? A supply rocket, right? Something like that. I can't think of the exact name off the top of my head. There's a rocket which you can use. Here we go. What's it called? A Demeter rocket. It's used to send shipments back to Earth, etc., things of that sort. Now, it can be reprogrammed to fly directly to Earth.
Should we use it to go to another encampment here on the moon? You know,
No,
another.
it cannot
no.
go to the other moon base without proper landing instructions, which you would have to get from the Chinese.
But if we communicated with them,
If you override the safety protocols on the rocket, you could, well, you could fire the rocket at your own base, but I don't know why you'd want to do that. But you could program it to travel back to Earth. Now, it is not set up for life support, for crew transport, but you could make adjustments to try and do so. It is a possibility. It's not rated for human transportation. It doesn't have crew accommodations and life support, but you could make.
if we were in our spacesuits, how long would it take us to get to the Chinese
To get to
if
the
we use that
Chinese,
rocket? Yeah,
well,
if
you
we
got
use
the
that
Chinese, you
rocket.
wouldn't be able to land unless you're going to fire it at the Chinese base as a missile.
Well, can we there's no way we can contact the Chinese from where we're at
No.
either, right?
No.
Now, if we took the rocket
That's how you
out,
fix the communication laser anyway. Then you might be able
so
to.
if we took the rocket out and went towards the Chinese,
They would have to
and
give you the proper instructions for landing, otherwise you would not be able to. They probably wouldn't be too willing to either.
yeah. I'll go over everything you told me that I got some idea.
It would take 3 days to get back to Earth, at least. So yeah, you would need to set up some internal life support. You could make the modifications. It might take you a couple of days to do so.
Meanwhile, we also got the color of space out there doing
Right.
whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just an idea that nobody's really thought of yet. I thought I would mention.
Oh, yeah, appreciate that.
Well, I thought I'd
Okay.
give you a chance to roll for it to think of it. Let's see. If we look at this map again, this big map. Yeah, the cargo rocket is what it's called on the map there. It's out beyond the fuel depot, Demeter. Anyway, now that I've given you that idea, we'll go back. So, Stafford, you grab the laser and start dragging it back into the corridor.
Yep.
Close the door. I take it you don't bother with the console at all. It's still got just a bunch of pictures of flowers on it. It's all one type of flower. It's all a bunch of pictures of daisies.
Yep.
Okay.
No, I'm not paying any attention to that at all.
Okay, cool. Drag the laser in, close the door. Do you give fair warning to the other guys on the other side that you're going to, again, repressurize the.
Well, I'm assuming that Hoffman had the wit to follow my sort of suggestion of closing the door into the engineering hab, and I will have closed the door leading from the engineering hab corridor into the command center as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that there won't be any sort of substantial decompression here, because of course the only pressure that we've had was from the air in the engineering hab, isn't it?
Right.
So no, I'm not going to. Well, no, actually, I will just put over comms. Why wouldn't I just say, okay, I'm opening the airlock now, so just be aware.
Yeah, because it's going to have some decompression in
Yeah,
here anyway. So okay, cool. So you guys all can grab onto things, be prepared for it this time. Oh, that's a good question. Right. Rob, give me a luck roll. Did you make it? Rob? For special stuff?
Sorry, I didn't know it was me. I didn't know it was on mute. Yeah, I made it. I
Okay,
got a 27.
Yeah, the base, the mount that you made for the laser is it wasn't terribly damaged in the earlier decompression, so maybe dented up a bit, but it's completely functional still. Okay, cool. So you managed to strap everything down. It needs to be strapped down and pull, repressurizes the corridor again. You pull the laser through, which is a lot harder. Well, actually, no, you can't pull the laser through. You need somebody to help you. So Ivanenko will rush over. He's got nothing else to do, and he will help you pick up the laser and drag it, moving it in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Do we know whether this this vehicle outside is functional, or had it been
The
disabled?
lunar harvester outside?
Yeah.
It did get blasted in the rear by the door when you blew it out from the main airlock. You don't know if it's functional or not. You can try to control it from the main control center in the CoC.
Captain,
not-
what's your overall game plan? I mean,
Well, I don't particularly I don't particularly fancy trying to lug this laser over 300 meters of lunar surface with this thing out here. If we can get there in the harvester, I'd rather do that. Minimizes exposure, means we're not carrying the damn thing. But is the harvester, did you say, is automated, so there's actually no possibility of crewing it at all, is there?
Oh no, you can crew it, yeah, but
Okay,
they
cool.
can be controlled from the CoC as well.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of just driving the thing over to the comms antenna, since it's,
Actually, can they? Let me double check. Maybe they can't be crewed. They might only be controlled by the CoC. Where? Oops, I've gone the wrong way. Lunar harvesters is what I'm looking for. Conclusion? No, that's how I knew it the wrong way. Here we go. The crew members: lander, cargo rocket, mooncat rover, harvesters. Twin lunar harvesters are semi-autonomous robotic rovers resembling combine harvesters. They are semi-autonomous. I mean, I assume you could probably control it from on board. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
There's no cabin to sit in. You're just sitting on it, but yeah.
Yeah. So that's the plan, Hoffman. Ivanenko and I are going to drag the laser over to it, mount it on it. So just
you still have a functioning airlock over here.
Yeah. Just sort of mount this laser onto the side of it somehow, or just sort of rest it on the nearest available flat surface. Use the cable ties. Use the cable ties that I've got tucked in my belt if necessary to just strap it onto something.
No problem.
Drive that over to the mast.
What's your luck?
Oh. Currently, it is 8.
Well, I rolled a 4, so the harvester is still functional.
Okay.
I was hoping you'd say 3. I was going, oh. Yeah, the harvester's still functional. Banged up, but it's functional.
Okay. So yeah, even under my strict direction, this drunken idiot get him to sort of lug the laser up onto some flat surface somewhere
He's
and
probably
strap it down.
more sober now than he's been the entire time you've been here.
Well, that's a low bar to hurdle, right?
Yep, you guys can get it loaded up on there, and you're gonna drive it over to the.
Well, I'm gonna wait for Hoffman because I certainly can't fix this thing.
Right. Yeah, Hoffman will come out. All he needs is tools, which he's got in the what's it called? The I forgot the name of this dome again. It's called the engineering dome. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all one. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wait. Okay, I'm going to talk to Hoffman as we're working.
You are Hoffman.
I mean, excuse me, Captain
Stafford.
Stafford.
Mhm.
You know, he's had a bad experience here. Okay, he just did him. Did you notice what I guess you tried creature did? He didn't try to really harm any of us. He came up to the computer and pulled up pictures of the earth and flowers.
Wait a minute. He didn't try to harm any of us. He killed my crew.
I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about what our eyes have seen.
Yeah, I have seen a dead man walking.
You saw the video? He killed Dr. Weaver. It killed Dr. Weaver. Whatever.
I'm not saying it's an innocent creature. I'm just saying that his motivation isn't necessarily to kill us. Apparently, he had the opportunity. He could have. If it's or it, I shouldn't say he. It, they, whatever it
Flowers,
is.
you say. It was in Thompson's body. Thompson, he had a drawing of flowers in his room. His daughter, her name Daisy.
Ah, okay. Okay. Tell me the story about Thompson again. Sometimes my memory is not so good, especially with translations and everything else going on. Tell me the story of Thompson again.
What do you mean, story of Thompson?
What happened to Thompson? What's the whole story again? Refresh me.
He was my flight engineer, expert on rocket motors. Worked for NASA, kind of a space
Yes.
cowboy.
Okay. And how did he encounter the creature?
He went out to fight it with Martel. Martel said the creature overwhelmed him, killed him, and took over his body and started moving around in it. I did not see this with my own eyes. Martel told me.
Okay. So this is making me think that the creature, if it is a creature and not a form of Thompson himself, has been changed. If it's a creature, it absorbed his memories apparently. You talked about his daughter Daisy. He looked up the flowers Daisy from Earth. He looked at pictures of flowers from Earth. Why would the creature be interested in that? He did not harm either of us as we came in. He didn't belligerently go after us.
Maybe
There's
he
something.
needs us to be alive for something.
Well, there's something more to this than what we know.
Maybe he wants us to take him to Earth.
Maybe he does. Maybe he's Thompson and wants to go see his daughter again. Or maybe the creature absorbed those memories. These are things we need to know to be able to act and protect ourselves. The more we know, the more we put together. There's
Well,
something.
he killed Pavlenko, no?
I think Plavenko kind of killed himself.
What? Why he killed himself?
Not on purpose. It was an accident. I mean, the situation he was involved in, he had space fever or something and started talking crazy about me being one of the monsters. Or a monster. A creature. Well, this isn't going to satisfy anything, so we might as well get on with what we're trying to do. But there's something more here. There's something more that You don't know, and we don't know.
It's okay, great. It's an unknown unknown. Now, can we, and at this point, I've still got this gun, by the way, and it is still pointing at you, by the way, Hoffman. In this cab, it's just nestled in my lap with the barrel pointing squarely at your
There's no
chest.
cab. You guys are just sitting
Oh, right.
on
Oh,
the...
just sitting on it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, still, it's okay. But yes. So these philosophical musings are all well and good, Hoffman, but we've got one job right now, and that's to repair that comms tower.
Okay, so you're going to drive the... We don't need to see the Shackleton crater. I can blow this up some. You're going to drive on out to the comms tower.
Yep.
Cool.
And you're doing this so we can send a message to Earth?
He wants you to repair the comms laser, right?
Yep. Because whatever this is, people need to know about it. The right people need to know about it.
Very well.
Okay. Give me a... This will just be, we'll call this electrical repair. Give me an electrical repair roll, Thompson. Oh, first, no. First, everybody give me sanity rolls.
Ooh, I think that's a fail on my current
I already rolled the electrical. It was a failure. Now I'm rolling the sanity.
Did you have luck to fix it?
35. Was it 79? Is what I rolled on my electrical, and I think I have. I'll look it up, but I think it's in the high 30s, so it'd be almost 40 points, possibly. I rolled a 35 for the sanity roll.
Okay, you're good on sanity. How did you do on that sanity roll, Stafford?
Failed.
You lose 2 more points of sanity.
If I take off 29 of my luck, it would be luck. I could take off 29 of my luck, and I would be down to 25 and 9. That's 16 luck. Ooh.
You are literally twice as lucky as I am.
You spend the luck to make it a success.
Sure.
Okay, you manage. You're repairing the comms laser. While you guys are watching him repair the comms laser, Ivan Enkov dives for your pistol. What's your
Shoot him.
dexterity?
50.
What's his dexterity? Ivan Enkov. Oh, also 50. It happens simultaneously. But you have the gun drawn, so you have a bonus. Of course, you shoot first.
Okay. But penalty die, right?
Yeah. I think maybe 2 penalty dice. Because
yes, because it says it's firing without preparation in zero.
Yeah, you weren't aiming it at him.
Yep. Okay, so on the worst possible penalty die, 98, which might even be a jam. I don't know what the thing's jam stats are. Misfire stats are.
No, we don't have it on there, do we?
Nope.
It's not on the character sheet. Let me see here. Oh, it might be on this character
Yeah,
sheet.
it is actually. Yes, it is. It's 98. Malfunction on a 98.
Okay, it jams.
Good. He can't shoot me with it then.
He does grab it and pull it away from you. Next round. What would you like to do? You guys go simultaneously.
Purely mechanically, how strong are these visors on spacesuits? Would they break with a punch?
A 0G punch?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Probably not. I wouldn't think. But then again, if you were to
It's
fall
not quite,
and jam it against a space rock or something,
it's not quite 0, is it? But it's like
it's
half
not
or
0.
whatever,
You're
isn't
right.
it?
Yeah,
0.6,
I'd say
whatever
it could. It could crack. It
And
wouldn't
that's what I'm going
break
to do.
instantly.
I'm just going to punch his visor.
Okay, he turns and tries to point the pistol at you and shoot. So you roll. Obviously it's jammed, doesn't work. So go ahead and roll your. You only have 1 penalty die. Well, no, 2 penalty dice because you're in the spacesuit.
This is not going to work. Oh, hello. What have we got here? We've got, oh no, 69 and nowhere near enough luck to make that broad shot work out.
Okay. So you punch at him and misses. He tried to shoot you with the thing, and that didn't work. He jumps down and he starts running away back towards the base.
Fine. I'm content with that outcome.
Okay.
Turn around to Hoffman. Keep working.
You know he's going to lock us out, and we only have about 3 hours worth of oxygen left in our
By the
tanks.
time you're done repairing this comms laser, yeah, you'll have about 3 to 4 hours worth of oxygen left.
Don't you think we need to stop him, where we can at least get back in there?
This is more important. Finish the job.
Your gun's not working, so how are you going to make me finish the job?
But you don't know that his gun's not working.
I haven't got it.
Well,
He's got it. I haven't
Oh
even
yeah, he
got the
doesn't even
gun.
have a gun in his hand. Yeah, he doesn't have a gun in his
You
hand.
you would have shot him as he was leaving if you had your gun and it was working. So that's how I know you don't have a gun that's working. I'm going back to try to hit him off. I think I can run faster than him.
He starts climbing down the comm tower.
That's all he's doing?
No, you're on the comm tower, so you got to climb down.
Okay, but did he already climb down?
No, we were both at the bottom because I'm assuming you were up
Okay,
there working.
I'm sorry. Okay,
You
yeah.
won't be able to catch him before he gets back.
Okay. Could Captain Stafford catch him?
Maybe, yeah, it'd be a chase.
Okay.
A slow.
Try to catch.
low
You try to
cheese
catch
space
him. I'll
chase.
work on this. I give you my word. I'll work on this while you're doing that. You give me your word. You're going to try to catch him and get that where we're in control of the station.
Okay. Stafford, I reach into my sort of utility belt or whatever, and hand Hoffman a little thumb drive. When it's up and running, you broadcast this.
Done.
Okay.
All right.
You go chasing after him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's heading towards the airlock, of course. When he sees that you're coming, however, he goes past the airlock and keeps running. I don't know why I changed that. Actually, I need that. He abandons that and he starts running east, kind of towards the fuel depot.
Okay, fair enough.
Or the cargo rocket, maybe.
Mhm. Okay, in that case, I'm going to go ignore him, go back into the northern airlock, main airlock.
Okay.
Sally, reconfigure emergency power. We need enough power going to the comms tower to get a secure signal to Earth. Everything else can go back onto life support.
Very well. I will start bringing the sealed domes back to livable levels.
Where's he going? Okay, cut through the command center into the engineering hab to see if he's trying to get back in that way. Don't see why he would, but I will just go and check that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you can even check security cameras from.
Yeah, that's easier, isn't it? Yeah.
In the CoC. Yeah.
Yep, just scan them all.
At the moment, it's covered with pictures of daisies, but you can just wipe those away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You see him run out past the fuel depot, and he's heading for the cargo rocket.
I can't believe that he's. I can't believe that he's had the wit to actually do anything in terms of making it livable or anything like that. But the point is, he cannot be allowed to take it. Is there any way of controlling or aborting any launch attempt or getting Sally to do so? Or would that have to be done manually at the Demeter itself?
That would have to be done at the Demeter.
Okay, then that's then I'm heading straight for that.
Okay. So
we're picking up a wrench or something, some heavy object on the way.
Okay, cool, no problem. And you start heading that way. Hoffman is still working on the comms laser, and you see the launch start on the Demeter.
Holy fuck, that was quick.
See it firing up rockets.
Is there any way? I can't. It's a fucking rocket. There's no way I can damage it sufficiently from outside.
Not really, no.
Just stop it doing what it's going to do.
And if you get too close to it, you could
Yeah,
be.
it's just going to get fried, right?
You're probably best at getting back behind that that shield basically thing there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. As soon as I see it's taking off, it's too
You
late. There's
turn
nothing I can
around,
do about
go
it.
back,
Yeah.
back around the shield.
Yes, and then
it
head
takes
straight
off.
for. Yep. Inevitably. In that case, I'll head back to the comm tower.
Okay. You fix the comm tower. Eventually, it took you about 4 hours of work, all told. So you have 3 hours of air left in your suit. What would you like to do now, Hoffman?
During that time, I've hidden the thumb drive that he gave me somewhere.
Okay.
Okay.
In your utility belt, really, is about the only place you could hide it when you're in a suit in vacuum. Unless you wanted to hide it near somewhere on the tower. Like actually just stuck it behind a panel somewhere or something. You could do that
Right.
too.
Exactly. That's what I want to do.
Okay, cool. And what do you do now? What do you do then? Once the repairs are done.
Start heading off of the tower.
Okay, he's climbing down off the tower.
Okay, well, I'm assuming that since it took him a while, I've been basically standing at the bottom of the tower waiting for him to finish this job, right?
Probably, unless there's something else you wanted to do.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, by the time Pavlenko ran off, it's like another hour passes. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
So actually, job number one is this purely data or is there live voice comms?
No, there'd be voice comms from the CoC.
Okay. So go back to the CoC, send a general alert that, assuming I don't have any private back channel, as it were, or any kind of instructions for contacting my superiors.
You might. Hold on, let me see here. Who were you work under direct orders for? The ESA, yeah?
ESA and British SIS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could contact the ESA directly.
Okay, so ESA and basically warn them that if any ESA or worldwide body encounters the Demeter, they are to treat it as if it contains a potentially hostile virus, highly infectious transmutable virus, and all quarantine procedures should be assumed.
Okay.
Secondly, Hoffman, where's the drive?
Rob?
It's up in the tower.
All right, fair enough. All that data needs to get sent. Is it quicker to send it direct from the tower? Is there like a plug-in so it can just be transmitted straight from the tower, or do I have to bring it back here?
It'd be easier to do it from here. You could rig something up at the tower.
No, I don't want to. No, no. I think we'll just do the old-fashioned way, as it were. So yeah, go back out to the comms tower, collect the drive.
Did you tell him where the drive is, Hoffman?
I'll go up and get it and bring it down to him.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, go back to the command center and transmit that data.
Okay, to the ESA or to UNOOSA? United Nations Office of Outer Space Affairs. Hey, I remembered. Wow.
United Nations has the Chinese on it, doesn't it? Is that right?
No, not in this case. I don't think, if I recall correctly.
Well, if the Chinese or the Russians sit on the UN body, no, I send it to the ESA. If they don't, send it to the UN.
Let me see here. The UN would have the Russians, yes.
Okay, so send it to the ESA.
Okay.
And
oh wait, no, the Russians are Roscosmos. I apologize. Roscosmos is, well, technically they are part of the UNOSA, as is ESA. Yeah, they would be. So yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So you send
yeah.
it to the ESA directly, no
Yep.
problem.
And once we've got the, the sort of message completely sent signal, I guess Hoffman and I going to wait to be rescued.
You'd be getting a message back from the ESA,
Mm-hmm.
requesting a communications link. Somebody wants to talk to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Answer it.
What was your rank? Captain.
Yeah.
Captain Stafford, what is the situation on Shackleton Moonbase?
Shackleton Moonbase should be considered compromised by a potentially hostile entity.
The United Nations Office of Outer Space Affairs. Oh, wait a minute. At this time, technically, yeah, he hasn't got back yet. Oh, but they've heard from. Yeah, we've heard from Commander Cortez. He contacted the UNOOSA.
Commander Cortez and his vessel should be considered potentially impacted.
He's en route to Earth and should be arriving tomorrow.
Oh, what a neat little symmetry! I get to give them the information that allows them to shoot him down.
He'd be arriving in the next like 30 hours or something. So.
It is imperative that UN or ESA or any responsible organization takes action to ensure absolutely that ship does not enter Earth's atmosphere.
Same as the Demeter.
Correct.
Very well. We are showing information now that the Demeter was launched without a flight path telemetry programmed.
I suspect that might be the case, but any and all resources should be devoted to tracking it down and ensuring it doesn't impact on any other Earth space facility of any kind.
And what is the contaminant?
Contaminant appears to be some form of sentient life form. Having.
Oh yeah, you sent all the data to him, right?
Yeah. So they'll have. Yeah.
Okay. And do you think it's still on the moon?
I have not seen any indication of its presence since, and I just kind of look at my watch and count back to when I
What
saw it
is your life
disappear
support situation?
Good question. What is it, since we've vented almost all the air out of this place and there is no way to create any more? Probably inadequate, or at least mildly desperate.
How much food do you have?
Adequate for a normal rescue mission, but I repeat, Shackleton has been compromised and should be dealt with as such under all necessary containment protocols.
Understood, Captain. Anything else?
Well, I guess we'll wait for your kindly attentions, says Stafford, knowing that probably means a sort of low Earth nuclear detonation over the place. But I would like to record that Dr. Oleg Pavlenko and Specialist Eric Hoffman served with the best traditions of the United Nations Space Service.
Not so much Commander Cortez.
I repeat, Specialist Hoffman, Dr. Oleg Pavlenko served in the highest traditions of the United Nations Space Service.
Understood, Captain. Good luck.
Thank you, ESA.
Yep.
Captain Stafford, out.
All right.
So while he was doing that, I'd like to have been looking for some more tanks for my suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there'd be the couple that were filled up that were originally for Pavlenko's suit earlier.
Okay. And so I'm going to use them, and I'm going to go out to where we've got knowledge of where that creature kind of roams. We're dead. They're going to kill us anyway. I might as well go out and talk to the creature or see the creature.
Okay, you can go out and start roaming around the crater.
Yeah.
Okay, how long are you gonna roam?
I don't know. Till my air gets low enough that I can get back to the
Okay. Yeah,
inside
you
of
don't
the
see any
thing.
sign of it after being out there for many, many hours.
And the crater is really deep, right?
Oh yeah, it's pretty massive, pretty big, but
Hmm.
you don't see any signs of it.
Wonderful. Interesting. Okay, I guess you will head back then and wait for their doom.
Okay. You guys had food for 155 days when we last took count. So you really, and you didn't really eat much since then, I don't think. So yeah, you'd still have food for 155 days between two men. So that's what, half of 155, 75, 76, 77, 77 and a half days. A little over 2 months, 2.5 months. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Nobody ever comes. You
no.
don't see any sign of the creature.
No.
Oh, but then again, you wouldn't have oxygen for that long, would you? Since the oh no, you probably would because you could repair. He could have repaired the oxygen thing to the connection to the solar farm. Just the cables had been basically fucking burned, so you just got to replace the connection. So yeah, so basically you'll be stuck there until you starve to death, essentially. Oh well, you might run out of water first, actually, because you just have what's in the reservoirs. You don't have the working harvesters, the ability to really harvest now and make more water with much ease. One harvester is completely broken, and the other one's really fucking banged up.
Should we do our urine? Recycle our urine?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
You want to
You
spend your
could.
last days drinking your own urine, and
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, with a
How
sort
about
of
if you ration the food, you guys might even last out. Might even be able to last out 4 months.
here's an idea. Is there any?
5 months.
I'm trying to think. Is there any other transportation out there that could be fixed that we could travel to?
The Demeter
another
rocket was
base?
the last one.
There was no ground.
The
thing that
rover,
would
you
take
don't know
us-
where that ended up. It disappeared. You have the one lunar harvester, but it won't make it that far. You wouldn't be able to control it that far anyway. Yeah, it wouldn't make it that far.
well, I think what Stafford would do is he would wait twice as long as it would take to make a normal moon mission, and then he
Okay,
will
that'd be about
go.
3 months.
And then he will go to the laboratory, help himself to an enormous quantity of paracetamol, and if necessary, wash them down with his own recycled urine.
Yeah. And of course, you guys probably too would be suffering from various delusions and things along the way. Your sanity would be slipping even further and further away, because all of the water in the place is indeed affected. It's not contaminated. It's actually been changed on a molecular level.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, there you go.
That's that. You know what? I count that as a fucking success against the mythos.
So you
It
committed
is a success.
suicide?
It is a success in the sense that you did prevent the creature from reaching Earth, because that's what its goal was. It was on board the Demeter rocket. When the Demeter rocket launched, it thought it was getting what it wanted, but unfortunately, like Ivanenko was just panicking, and he just launched it without programming any kind of flight telemetry, and it was not. It basically aimed kind of in the Earth's direction, but it didn't actually. It went past the Earth, and it just took off. Of course, Ivanenko would have been dead long before then. He would have, when his oxygen ran out of his suit, he was done.
Yeah.
And the color just keeps on traveling basically on, wherever that's heading to, until maybe it figures out. I don't know. Who knows? But
Yeah.
either
So,
way,
Captain
okay.
Stafford, you committed suicide by
He
taking
did, yeah.
that. Okay, so I was the longest liver, huh?
Yeah.
Longest liver, yeah, longest.
You'd have even more food to last for even longer before you
Yeah.
would.
Well,
eventually.
I could use his body too. I could chop it up and eat it slowly.
You might occasionally see a rocket fly over of some sort.
Um,
Since the Chinese are observing the base to see what happens, but they don't land or anything and don't come anywhere near it. And eventually, maybe a year later, UNOSA and ESA, etc., would launch another mission to basically just to kind of shut down. They'd basically demolish the whole thing, I guess, and shut down. They'd want to wait long enough to make sure nothing happened. Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. Yep. I count that as I'm counting that as a win.
Cool.
yeah.
I will stop the recording there.